Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Oh, Nathan Reeves. Nathan Reeves had a dream. He wanted to do what we do.
I was like, who the hell is Nathan Reeves?
Oh, you don't know? He had a dream.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to get in front of this microphone. He wanted to do a podcast.
Okay.
He's decided, you know what? I want to do a podcast from a local cafe. Here I am in Houston. Let me see what's going on. Little did Nathan know that this dream of his to podcast in a Houston cafe would have a car come crashing through while he was on a podcast.
Best podcast ever.
Oh, man, dude. Glass shattering everywhere.
This should be his thing.
You can't plan that, you know?
Oh, you can. I mean, you get in trouble with the authorities, and it's rather expensive, but you can. Today's show is brought to you by Kia of Puyallup.
That's fair.
We used the Kia to crash through this cafe.
Yeah.
Also brought to you by Anthem Coffee. Sorry, Anthem, about your window.
And don't forget Anderson's Windows.
That's true.
You gotta
Yes.
Anderson Windows are probably getting on this. If this is his first podcast, man, oh man, it's hard to top this one.
It got so quiet in here. How did I...
Jesus.
And
I think we're fine. I think we got all the audio on there.
Huh? Like a true pro.
Yeah, like a true pro.
Oh, my God.
I like that right before. It's so quiet in here.
And, I mean, it is right behind him. This car comes like, it looks like it's out of a movie.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. He's right in the path of it, and no one was injured during the crash, which is insane. You can watch the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. It is terrifying. He's got his back to this, so he has no idea.
Right, and it just kind of nudges him. I mean, it hits him, but it's mostly like a nudge. But the car is right. I mean, if that car was going any faster, he's done.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, here's my question. I haven't listened to his podcast. I don't know what it's called, if it's called like The Car Crash with Nathan Reeves or something. But how do you not interview the driver then?
You got to interview the driver.
Right? Come back to us when you interview the driver, Nathan.
Do you understand it was quiet in here, and then you went and hit me? What were you thinking at the time of spoiling my quiet?
My God. I'd be getting up right there with the microphone, like, dude, you almost killed me.
Yeah.
Why? And then just kind of find out why.
I
right?
will.
Like, what were you doing that you missed a giant building in front of you? Wow.
At least he's not putting on that ASM-sounding voice.
What the hell is the ASM sounding?
ASMR?
Thank you, Vicky.
What
ASMR.
the hell is the ASMR
It's people
voice?
make soft voices, and they do all this weird sound stuff to put people to sleep.
It's like the very soft voices, and it's just like... Yeah.
Oh, you never heard of this? Oh, yeah.
Holy crap, there's a car about to hit me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he didn't change his voice. He's like, I think we're okay, and we got it on audio.
I'd be like, what the F?
Me too. I'd be like, dude, what the are you?
Now, is the dude in the video, like, that just looks kind of bewildered by it all outside, is that the driver? Or is he just some guy's like, man, that dude just slammed into the window?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to know who he is. But I'd come over there like that guy and go, did I just see that? Let me go to take a closer look.
Is there any story about why? Were they texting? Were they drunk? Were they swerving out of the way?
It just says that the driver ran a red light and struck another vehicle before crashing into the window. So that's probably why he didn't hit the window as hard as he could have.
Gotcha. So he probably hit something, swerved out of the way, and then ended up in a coffee shop that's not a drive-through.
Yeah, running those red lights, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's going to happen to you.
Has that happened to not the car?
Have I been doing a podcast and have a car run into me?
No, I mean, have you ever walked in on someone just doing a podcast in a coffee shop?
No.
I have. And
Really?
I almost wanted to just kind of sit up next to me hey guys, can I be your first guest?
Why not?
I know you don't know who I am, but I'm no stranger to these phallic looking things that you're speaking into called a microphone.
So of course,
I don't think they would accept me as their first guest.
Though you'd be much more interesting so far than what Nathan said.
Oh, give him a break.
I'm not going to give him a break. He didn't break a sweat and even sound like he cared.
I would have been cussing up a storm.
Well, what if the show's about him and how stoned he gets?
Oh, that's fair.
This is Nathan Reeves, and I'm really high.
Well, then, whoever his sponsor is, whatever his stuff is, because he's a perfect example of how he can get through anything.
I want to hear his podcast now.
I don't.
No, of course you don't. You're mad at him. He's not a professional.
Not at all.
He's some Tom, Dick, or Harry off the streets podcasting.
If you want to subject yourself to whatever that action is, you go right ahead. I can't imagine Nathan Reeves and his podcast is something that's really that exciting for me.
No, I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm not saying I'm going to listen to the entire episode.
You're going to listen to a minute.
You're probably right.
Yeah, you're done.
I have done that before where I'm like, that seems like a kind of it's a podcast about the Kraken. All right, I'll check it out back when the Kraken first started. Especially there's and I tune in for a half a second. The audio quality is just so. It's like they put a microphone in the middle and there's 5 people standing 10 feet away from the microphone my volume's as loud as they can. And it's still not loud enough when I'm driving because of the traffic. And I'm just I'm done. This is stupid.
It's over.
Yeah. Come back to me when you're a pro.
Now watch, Nathan's got a skillion podcast views, and he's one of the biggest podcast stars ever, and I don't even know.
Well, he should be now.
I mean, look, the guy's giving up the body for you people.
Do we know what the name of his podcast is? He's done a terrible job marketing himself.
I think it's called Crash.
Crash?
Yeah. It's a new,
I wonder if he's on Apple Podcasts.
I'm looking through it right now, and I can't find anything.
Nothing about Nathan Reeves.
No.
Yeah, the only YouTube pages I found with Nathan Reeves look like those scammy fake YouTube pages.
I'll click on those links.
Okay, so
what if this was his first episode and he still hasn't put it out yet?
Well, then, are you a podcaster if you actually haven't put out a podcast yet?
If you have the equipment, you are a podcaster.
I mean, you can get it all at Amazon.
Fisher Price, my first podcasting set.
That's it.
Yeah.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Ever notice how feline family members take a back seat to dogs by most pet insurance companies? Yeah, that chafes me. Cats have feelings too, and it's just wrong. But hold your horses. I got some good news here. FelixCatInsurance.com is doing something about it. And they call it whisker-to-tail protection. Because, look, our cats don't actually have 9 lives, and accidents and things can happen anytime. Felix Cat Insurance has plan options for cats of all ages, and it covers accidents, illnesses, emergency care, and more. Best part? Plans start at under $1 per day. Customizable coverage exclusively for felines. FelixCatInsurance.com. No dogs allowed. Well, hold up. This ain't over yet. Roll that legal stuff.
Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. For all terms and limitations, visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, there's a new poll out telling you about the highly specific turnoffs that we would dump someone over.
Ooh. Turnoffs.
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, you've started a relationship with someone, and then all of a sudden these things pop up, and you're like, I'm done, I'm out.
I'm thinking stinky.
Yes.
Was that stinky, you said?
Stinky, yes. Not sticky, sorry. It might sound like sticky, but stinky.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's number one, sir, body odor.
Yeah. That's a tough one, especially for me because I don't have the best sense of smell. So if somebody stinks, that means they really stink.
Yeah, and especially if you started dating them and they were fine, but then they were like, I'm going to start using this natural deodorant or something. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, and it's like that natural deodorant just it smells like patchouli over body odor.
Yeah, I'd have to break up with them.
I went out with a guy once who wouldn't use any kind of deodorant, but he used rock salt. He had this rock salt thing, and he would just rub it under his arm, and apparently that was it. And the only reason I still hung out with him is because he looked like Dave Grohl. That's really the only reason why I continue to hit
Wow,
that.
a smelly Dave Grohl. I don't know if that's worth it.
But then we stopped seeing each other because he didn't like that I would hit him up for sex. I'm like, we are friends with benefits. How is that? You knew the arrangement. Why are you upset?
I'm not just a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Except-
I am. Listen, smelly Dave Grohl does not want to be used as a sex object.
But
He
with,
wants to be loved too, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to love on him. But
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
probably
good for
not
you
that
that you
kind.
get. I don't know if I could really smell somebody and it wasn't pleasant. I don't know if I could love up on them. I think I'd be done. I mean, Steve, you know me. I mean, there are some friends in my life. Sometimes,
Yes.
we'll be around and of course we had that one person that worked at
Come on. Stop bringing up our poor intern.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was so bad.
I've had that happen in my life. It's just like, man, sometimes you have no control of it. Like I had to work with somebody that had that issue, but that person was, I couldn't do anything about them. Like I couldn't get rid of them. And so it was like, oh man, I don't want to have to go to meetings. I don't want to have to be around this person just because of my damn nose. But at least with our intern, it was like, I can do something about this and I shall.
You can permanently scar a poor kid who's just trying to make it into radio by telling him he stinks.
Yeah, well, and I guess in more ways than one. Hey, no, he was a great guy. How about this one? This one, I am surprised is at number 2. Like it's a number 2 deal breaker. And I wonder if it's because of the basically the anti-mansplaining movement that we've got going on now.
Know-it-alls?
Yeah, that's it. Number 2, if you're a know-it-all, no one or pretending to know stuff that you really don't know, that you're more knowledgeable about a subject than you're not.
Oh, well, that's different. Because to me, it's like if you are with somebody at lunch and they just sit there and tell you about something and you're literally looking it up on your phone and you're like, that's not right. Like they're giving you false information. It's like you obviously are just trying to make filler conversation.
Oh, dude, sometimes I'm like talking to someone and like, they'll do that. And I'm like, that's not true. And they're like, no, of course it is. I'm like, no, I've experienced what you're talking about. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Know-It-All because I definitely am not. I don't know anything. But like there are certain things like I'm like, no, I mean, I've firsthand experienced that what you're saying is not true.
Yeah.
And they'd still like double or triple down. I'm like, you could just admit you're wrong.
Yeah.
And we can move on.
Oh, I've had that, but then like they got mad at me when they proved themselves wrong. They're like, well, I guess you're right. It's like, okay, like I don't care that much.
We had that sometimes with texters, and it's like they'll text in and be like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, you send them the link to the story where it answers that, and they're like, oh, I guess you're right this time. And I'm like, you could just say my bad.
Yeah, that's all.
Like, everyone has a right to like get excited or say, oh no, this is wrong what you said. But if you provide the information that then says no, that's not the truth, and you get all pissy about it, you're like, I give up. I'm not dating you anymore, texter.
It's over. That's it, texter. This
You've been
relationship
blocked.
is over. Number 3, being rude to waiters is a highly specific turnoff that, we dump someone over.
I mean, dude, that's just so stupid. Like, be cool. The person's just trying to do their job.
Yeah, I find that for me, the problem with me is that people think I'm rude because I'm just living in a place that my tone of voice is just not what the tone of voice is around these parts. In Massachusetts, I'm not rude at all. I'm just me. But, in Seattle, when I first lived here, over 20 years ago, I mean, man, everyone said, you're rude, you're rude, you're rude. And I'm like, I really just feel like I'm being me. Okay. It was a hard adjustment to be called rude when you think, I don't know, I'm not like saying bad things about you, but your tone, you're so aggressive. And it's like, that's rude. Okay.
There's also a lot of times too where like I was with my mom over the holidays and she was being very rude to, and it wasn't a waiter, but it was like a store employee. Mm-hmm. And I go in and I listened to the conversation, and my mom was completely in the wrong, but she was just misunderstanding what the guy was saying. And I had to like pull my mom back and be like, no, you got to understand, you're just not hearing what he's saying. And I think that happens a lot more often than not. It's just like, the whole misunderstanding is off of one thing he said wrong that you didn't understand.
Danny, that's happened to me. Sarah has had to pull me aside and go, I don't think you're hearing what the dude's saying.
Right.
And so basically she translates for me, and I'm like, oh, Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm like, dude, I am so
guy.
sorry. I'm an idiot. I really thought you were saying something else. So that is, now that you're telling me your mom does that, is that an old age thing where we're just not hearing stuff anymore? No. No.
Oh, I got one. I don't know if it's on the list. It's kind of oddly specific. I remember I was dating a girl. This was forever ago, and she had the best guy friend. And I don't have a problem if you're friends with someone of the opposite sex. Like, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. But this guy was very vocal and very clear that he wanted to date her.
Oh, right.
And it made it very awkward whenever we were all together because you could just tell he was like just burning a hole through my head. Like, the guy just hated me. It didn't matter because I was doing what he wanted to do, which was her. And I kept telling her, I'm like, I just don't like this guy. And she's like, well, he's so nice. You just don't understand. I'm like, no, I totally understand him. He wants to have sex with you. He wants to be in a relationship with you. And he makes it weird because he's not and we are. She's like, oh, I've told him that we're only going to be friends and that's it. And I'm like, well, and the fact that he still does this is crossing a boundary. You shouldn't be in a relationship. You shouldn't be a friend with him. You can't tell me who I could be friends with. Blah, blah, blah. Finally, I just gave up. I was like, I'm done. Like, I can't deal with this. Like, if you want to, I'm not doing it. It's either him or me. It's just not me. So deuces. Like, I was so sick of it. After a while, you're just like, at what point do you give up on like the fact that this girl doesn't want to be with you, but you keep telling her, and then you're telling her while she has a boyfriend? Go after yourself.
Yeah, and the idea, it sounded like she was in denial. If she said, I don't think you're right, but she didn't say that. She was like, oh, no, I told him and it's like, no, you can tell anybody you want, but how cruel are you to be friends with somebody who wants to bang you? I mean, and you don't realize that, it's like, this isn't cool. Sorry, we can't be friends because you don't know how to do that, sir.
She couldn't say, oh, Steve, you're just imagining that, because I wasn't. He was very vocal about it. It was like, it was so obvious. And it was just like, I remember looking at her family and they're all just kind of like, I'm like, am I the only one that thinks this is weird? And, they all just kind of had that blind eye to it. Like, it's just a weird friendship. I'm like, it's not a friendship. It's someone who's desperately pining for an opportunity to be with her.
This one, number 4, I don't know who. I mean, unless people just are oblivious to this. Living in filth. Boy, that's a turnoff for me. I can't do it. What kind of
filth are we talking? Like actual filth, or being just dirty? Kidding.
Oh, just like, I thought you were going to say the difference between disorganization and dirty.
Oh, yeah, pigsty.
Right. I don't mind if things are strewn about, like, because I get sometimes you're doing stuff, you don't have time to pick it up, whatever. But there's
what's strewing?
Like just thrown about.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
Strewn about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's an old school. That's an old school word.
I used a big word today. But when their toilets and everything are disgusting, no.
Yeah,
I told Ted I couldn't come over to his place until he started cleaning his toilets.
That's fair.
He has.
And he does. Okay,
yes.
good.
I was dating a girl in college, and like super hot. She had a nice room and everything, but then I went to the bathroom, and it was just like she probably hadn't cleaned that toilet in the entire time she lived there, and there was like stains and everything going on, and I was like,
no,
I could not. After that, I could not hang out with her anymore.
Yeah, it's a bad visual.
Yeah, it was like, or I was just like, you can only come over to my house. Like, we're not going to your apartment
or just go over there with one of those like little Clorox thingies,
clean
and
it for her.
Yeah, like before we hang out, let me assess what's going on in there.
There have been times where I was very tempted to just clean the dude's house. It's like, can I just clean?
Aren't you the person though that says that you don't have any space on your bed because you have a lot of clothes and stuff, Vicky?
Yes.
Yeah, but it goes back and forth. I'll put all the clothes in the morning on the bed when I'm changing and then move it, but then it ends up there anyways. But
see, because if I came over and I was to Vicky's house and I'm like, there's no room for me on this bed, guys, I'm leaving.
If I have a gentleman coming over, I definitely move everything usually to the closet. Nobody goes in there.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I don't know if that's just a Marie Kondo offense. I don't know where that fits in. I don't see anything on here like being a hoarder. So maybe you're okay.
I'm a teeny tiny person with a king size bed. Why not? It's extra storage.
All right, there you go. Yeah, you're destined to live alone. You really have to.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. So you have to make the adjustment. It's like you think that whole place is yours because, well, it is.
It is.
But I mean, eventually you're going to have to realize it's going to also be shared with somebody. It's a tough one.
Unless I end up with somebody and we buy like townhouses that are next to each other and we each get our own.
Okay.
A common door that leads to like a dining room or something.
There's got to be somebody out there like that who wants the same thing, Vicky. I'm not going to say no to that. You just got to find that magical person.
Well, when Joe and Vicky get married eventually,
there you go.
It's probably going to happen.
Yeah, you don't have to have separate beds. You just have separate houses.
Yeah, but it's connected, so we can have dinner together, right?
I really feel like you have that relationship right now. You might as well just get married. Yeah. I mean, the way you're talking, you two already have that relationship.
I mean, why wait? Just do it.
Yeah.
Are you going to pay for the wedding?
Oh, here we go. Jeez, does everybody want me to pay for weddings? What the hell?
Yes.
Getting wrecked over here.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America, where our motto is simple: return every traveler to the road better than they came. Avoid any hassle and stop at our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, indulge in delicious snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. For more info, go to ta-petro.com. Travel Centers of America, your road to happy travels.
From the very beginning, your kids mean everything to you. That means you'd do anything for them, especially if they're at risk. So when it comes to type 1 diabetes, screen it like you mean it. Because even if just one person in the family has it, your child is up to 15 times more likely to get it too. Screen it like you mean it. Because type 1 diabetes can develop at any age. And once you get results, you can get prepared for your child's future. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 starts long before there are symptoms, but one blood test could help you spot it early, before they need insulin, and could lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA. Talk to your doctor about how to screen for type 1 diabetes, because the more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. Screen it like you mean it.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? Yeah. I sure am, because we made it. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Hey, Danny's jumping. Woo. Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying.
Yeah. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week and an even more amazing weekend. Let's get to our contestant today. We have Jonathan from SeaTac. Jonathan, are you there?
I'm trying to get him there, but my machine is not letting me get him.
I got him.
Jonathan.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got him.
I'm Tim.
Hi, Jonathan. How you doing?
I'm good this morning, thank you.
Good. All right, Steve, now get out.
Let's go.
For those playing at home, Jonathan has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
No.
Oh, he is.
Are you ready now?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good. According to Google, what is the official flower of Mother's Day?
Daffodil.
No.
Tulip.
No.
Rose.
No.
Oh.
What is the name of Miley Cyrus's famous father?
Oh, Billy Ray.
Yes. Glaucoma affects what part of the body?
Eyes.
Yes. Dairy products are generally made from what common liquid?
Milk.
Yes. What famous cartoon mother is known for her tall blue hair?
Marge Simpson.
Yes. KY jelly was first used in what medical specialty?
Oh, my. Pass.
Okay. How many baby mamas does Robert De Niro have?
2, 3, 4.
4, yes. What continent did the ostrich originate from?
Africa.
Yes. The gallbladder is attached to which other organ?
Gallbladder, liver.
Yes.
Spleen.
Liver. What kind of animal is Baloo from the Jungle Book?
Bear, panther.
What was that?
A bear or a panther?
Well, you said bear first, so I'll give it to you.
Yeah, if you
It's
said it the
bear.
other way around, you would have lost, my friend.
I love your accent, man.
Yeah.
You got 8 correct, too.
Not bad, Jonathan.
No, that's fabulous. Wow, I think Steve is going to lose again.
Oh.
Yeah, Steve,
call
Sarah is already putting you down with an L.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ouch is right.
Sorry, buddy.
Steve, are you ready?
All right.
According to Google, what is the official flower of Mother's Day?
A rose.
No.
A tulip.
No.
A dandelion.
No.
Yeah, that's
What
it.
is the name of Miley Cyrus's famous father?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yes.
And his achy breaky heart.
Glaucoma affects which part of the body?
Eyes.
Yes. Dairy products are generally made from what common liquid?
Cow.
No.
Dairy product. Water.
No.
Milk.
Yes.
There you go.
What famous cartoon mother is known for her tall blue hair?
That would be Marge Simpson.
Yes.
Oh.
KY jelly was first used in what medical specialty?
Orthodontists.
No.
What medical specialty? Sutures.
No.
Surgery.
Yes.
Nice.
How many baby mamas does Robert De Niro have?
He has 3.
No.
4.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
What continent did the ostrich originate from?
I'm going to go Africa.
Yes. The gallbladder is attached to which other organ?
The liver.
Yes. What kind of animal is Baloo in the Jungle Book?
Gorilla.
No.
Oh, it's also Baloo, not Baloo.
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 Okay, what is it? If we say it right, Baloo.
Monkey.
No.
It's the bare necessities.
Well, Steve, you
Come
got
on,
8
Steve, get the
correct
bear.
as well, which is a tie.
Well, you didn't win.
But you didn't lose,
Yes.
so I was wrong.
Nice game, Jonathan.
KY Jelly saved me.
Yes, it did.
Not the first time someone has said that.
No, not at all. All right.
Someone texted Steve, keep getting him right. Sounds like Sarah's about to have a happy moment.
I know, it really does.
Well, some of them I'm so shocked that you get right. Like the organs and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't seem like the science whiz to me.
You
so.
know what? I can't argue with you on that.
Yeah, like Marge Simpson, I was like, okay, if you didn't get that one right, that'd be embarrassing. But the other ones, I was like, what? Okay.
How about that, BJ?
According to Google, does anyone know the official flower of Mother's Day?
I don't.
Lily?
No, carnations.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, all right. And I
And
think they're
each-
relatively cheap.
And who's getting their
don't know.
mom a dozen carnations, though? And shout out to Robert De Niro. I know that was the question. Congratulations to him for bringing his 7th child into the world at the age of
Dude.
like 70-something.
79. It's insane. I think he beat Tony Randall. I think Tony Randall was like 77. I know a lot of people don't know Tony Randall, but he's from my generation, the old Odd Couple guy, and he was considered an old father when he had his last kid.
79.
I think
That is
79
too
wins.
old.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
obviously the baby mom was much younger, I bet. But dang.
So here's the thing. I know you're Robert De Niro, but you still had sex with a 79-year-old dude.
It's Robert De Niro, though.
So what?
It's the story.
He's as wrinkly as I am. From the face up, yeah, you can get work done. But I don't know. Can you get work done down there? It's still going to be an antique organ.
Well, everything smooths out when it's in a certain,
Okay, well,
Moment.
thank you for saying that. I want everyone to know that. Stop thinking it's so gross if anyone ever thinks at all that I might be romantic at some time in my
Yeah,
life.
but you're not like Robert De Niro.
Look at his picture of Robert De Niro right now. He looks like an old guy.
No, I'm not
Because
saying
he
he's...
is an old guy. He's 79 years old.
Sarah, I am not that old, and people look at me and get disgusted, and he's like 19 years
He's
on
Robert
me.
De Niro.
Yeah,
But you're
I'm
not
still-
Robert De Niro.
I know he's still an old guy. So what?
It was what was that one movie with him and Zac Efron, and they go and Aubrey Plaza's like, I just want to have sex with Robert De Niro, so I'm gonna have sex with Robert De
Yeah,
Niro.
Grandpa something. Or
So what,
my
Aubrey?
dirty grandpa.
And I would say, Aubrey, why? He's an old man. I mean, he's still old man body.
I mean, it's still probably going to be kind of disgusting doing it with him, but then you'll just keep reminding yourself, it's Robert De Niro. It's Robert De Niro.
Yeah, but I
Like,
mean, it could be disgusting with someone that's in their 20s if in the eyes of somebody, but in the
Yeah,
eyes of the
true.
person that loves them, they see beauty in the wrinkles.
Oh, listen to the philosopher.
I
also-
know. It's about time you guys started paying attention to me.
He's
Oh,
also
my.
worth $500 million, and BJ Shea is only worth $700,000.
I went from 16 million to 700. It's because of all the surgery I've had done because I'm trying not to look like Robert De Niro.
I would have a baby with someone that old if they had that much bank.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That child support a month?
Yeah, I mean, I would put you down for it, but then I might get a
But
little some of that.
79, do you really want to be chasing a kid around?
Well, he's not.
Yeah, he has people, Steve.
Yeah.
Someone just sitting by him at all times. Hey, my
Oh,
kid's
yeah.
crawling. Go get him. Bring him back to daddy.
Oh, yeah, he's got
Probably.
a retriever. He's got a retriever. Someone's job is I got to go chase Robert's kid. That's my job.
So how old is his wife? It's his girlfriend.
I would say she's probably mid-30s. Of course, with technology, she could be mid-40s.
Oh, is she a robot?
Well, I mean, like in your mid-40s, you can still have a kid. But I think in your mid-50s, I don't know if you can have a kid. That's really hard to do
also
and have
good
a
for
healthy
Robert
kid.
De Niro being able to still, get it done.
She's 64.
I was about to say,
What?
Is she's 64 and had a baby?
Tiffany Chen.
She's 64?
Yeah.
How the hell did she do that? Did she have help?
Well, Robert De Niro.
You can have a baby at 64 unless she had a surrogate. I would like to know more about this. I don't think I've ever heard of a woman that old having a kid.
Yeah, now we need more information.
Yeah, wow.
Well, 64 is not that far off. I just assumed she was a young person. I mean, a 64-year-old with a 79-year-old, that makes sense.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on here.
64, she had a
That's
kid.
impressive if she carried
She's a martial
that
artist.
kid.
See, it's the martial arts keeps you young.
She's a martial artist?
Yep.
Tiffany, why would you want to at 64 have a baby? Aren't you done by then? I'm done, and I'm not even 64.
Who are you to tell her what she wants to
I'm
do?
not telling her. I'm really just trying to wonder why you'd want to at that age.
Maybe it was an accident.
That's an amazing accident.
I think it might be a different Tiffany Chen.
It has to be.
Because I'm looking it up and it says, well, I mean, she's the one that they're talking about. It says she's still 45. But
yeah, I saw a younger picture than that. I think you're right, Danny. It doesn't look like the picture Steve's showing me.
Yeah.
I can't believe you could have a baby at 64. I don't think I've ever heard of that. A woman having a kid at 64. Is that even possible?
Yeah, she's not that well known because it says Chen, who was first linked to Robert De Niro in 2021, is believed to be 45.
Okay, that's different.
There's not really a lot of information going on around here.
Well, he accidentally revealed it. Like, we didn't know anything about this till he revealed it.
He's like doing an interview, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you have 6 kids." He's like, "Actually, I have 7. Just had one." And the reporter's like, "Oh,
So it was really off the grid.
Yeah, totally off the grid.
Yeah, it wasn't like any kind of big announcement. You probably didn't want to deal with the headache of idiot morning radio shows questioning why he's having a kid."
Was that the audio we had from the other day?
Yeah, I think so. You had that audio?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can hear it.
Oh, is he talking about idiot morning shows in this audio?
Yes.
Yeah.
So listen, I know you have 6 kids, but like,
7,
have
actually,
you?
I just had a baby.
7? Oh my goodness! Congratulations! I'm so sorry, Kate. 7.
Yeah, she's just like, wait a second, what?
Is she sorry that she didn't know, or is she sorry that he now has a kid at the age of 79?
Kind of sounded like both because she hesitated with that
Oh,
congratulations.
congratulations. Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did
You're an old man. You had another kid? How is that even possible? I thought that was just dust down there.
Wouldn't it be great if she was just like, "Robert, what are you doing?"
Grandpa
79.
needs his meds again.
I wouldn't believe him. I go, no, you're just pulling my leg. You didn't have another kid.
That would actually be funny.
Yeah, I would be like, there's no way you had another kid. I mean, really? It's still, all that stuff works? I feel like the hydraulics still work. Congratulations. Is it yours? I mean, I would be
7
saying,
kids too, and 4 different moms.
So, yeah, he's getting up there with Nick Cannon almost.
you know what? I don't care how much money you give me. I do not want to have another child.
No.
Like, if I had his money, I still would be like, what do I want another kid?
You barely wanted your 2 kids.
Yeah.
I know, you're right.
You're still regretting it.
I really am. I mean, so man, all right, whatever, Robert. Congratulations. I mean, nature says you can do well. See, I don't know. I mean, I would like to know like how this all went down.
I believe sex was the first step.
Yeah.
You don't know. I wonder. I wonder if it was turkey baster because of the age of both of them.
Why? Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it.
But what if she cheated and then he's just going to take the baby?
That's how it happened back in the old days.
Yeah,
And it's actually Nick Cannon's kid.
Yeah, that very could be.
Let's
Danny,
put that rumor out
That very
there.
well could be. I mean, Nick Cannon just thinks about having a baby. Next thing you know, some woman gets pregnant. That's how
true.
that works.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
We all know cats are intelligent. Felix Cat Insurance was able to secretly record 2 cats on a hidden microphone. Let's listen in.
Did you hear the one about the 3 dogs at the park?
That's old, like 4 lives ago. But did you hear about the new pet insurance just for cats from FelixCatInsurance.com?
Of course. What do I look like, a dog?
When you're coughing up a fur ball. Yes. Listen, Felix Cat Insurance plans start at under $1 per day and are as unique as you and me. They call it whisker to tail protection.
Even fur balls?
Even that. Remember the last time you had a fur ball? I made a TikTok. It went viral.
Oh, that's good. Wait, you're on social media?
There you have it. Felix Cat Insurance. Customizable coverage exclusively for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. For all terms and limitations, visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Help Wanted, man. It is an opportunity for you to get help from us because for years, Rockaholics have been texting us and messaging us, sending us phone, calling us on the phone saying, look, man, I got stuff. And we decided, hey, let's do a whole segment because we're getting a lot of these. We can't get to them every day. So Help Wanted has been established. Relationship issues, problems at work, anything else, doesn't matter how dumb you think it is. We are here for you.
We have a gift, BJ, and we need to let that gift out. And that's the gift of being able to help people.
I wasn't sure what you were. Okay. Got to be careful the kind of gifts you let out.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
All right, this one came in a couple of times, so I think this person definitely needs our help. So I figure we should start with this one first. It says, hey, guys, I have a buddy who's I've been friends with since second grade.
Oh.
And this last year was our first year in college. We both went to different schools. We sort of stopped talking during school, but now that we're back, I noticed that he's way more annoying. He lies to try and impress people, and all he does is talk about his frat, how much he can drink, how many girls he sleeps with. I don't want to be an a-hole, but it's hard to have a good time with someone that's all they talk about. So how do I keep this friendship?
Oh, man, this is a thing that, is really, as a parent, you watch sometimes happen when lifelong friends are no longer friends.
Oh, yeah. And it's tough. I mean, this guy is clearly awesome, and this person who texted us is not as awesome as that.
I think that's really what it is. It's jealousy, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
You're not getting slayed as much. You're not having the beverages. You're not the BMOC, the big man on campus like he is.
I think about that. It's so dumb because it's like, obviously Tatum's only not even 4 yet, and her best friend is her cousin. And I'm like, man, I hope they stay best friends forever. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I hope that this is like a friendship that will last forever. I think so because it's family, but you just never know.
Yeah. You do never know.
Like one might go one way and the other goes the other way in life.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Sarah.
Right now, they're inseparable.
Yeah, Sarah had a friend for the longest time, and I thought she had two friends that I thought, okay, these two people, wow, they're going to be in her life forever, and they really aren't.
Were they even at the wedding? No. Wow.
One was. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of two people. One was at the wedding, but the main one was not. Yeah,
but that was just a weird accident because she worked in Vegas and she was a bartender.
Yeah.
Wow, what are the odds?
Stumble upon that. Yeah,
right. You're now invited.
Yeah, but the main one though. Oh yeah, not at the wedding.
All right, so what do we do with this person? I think you got to just say something.
Well, if you see something, say something. They tell you that at the airport.
If you guys have been buddies forever and you feel like this is going to be the deal breaker, at least like put your best foot forward. Be like, look, man, it kind of sucks being around you these days. All you do is talk about all this stuff and see how it goes.
But hasn't he always been that guy? I mean, I feel like if he's been the guy to brag and like at the call, wouldn't he have bragged about everything in his life? Wouldn't he have annoyed you?
No, sometimes people change in college.
Really?
Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They reinvent themselves. They want to become like the new outgoing guy, so they kind of just put on airs.
I mean, maybe like joining that fraternity gave him the newfound confidence,
or newfound a-holeness,
and now he wants to just brag about getting laid all the time. Maybe he wasn't that guy before.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you owe it to the. I mean, if the guy's changed that much, you could just say, "Hey, look, you've changed a lot, and I don't really like it." And if the guy's like, "Well, screw you, I like the new me," then all right. Your question's been answered. You guys move on different directions.
Who are you, Steve? This is 2023. We just ghost people. We don't talk about our problems.
My bad.
Yeah, you don't say anything. You just stop talking to them.
And then just text into a radio show.
Yeah.
I say, I'm done with this guy.
New number, who dis? Yeah.
Yeah, you're so 2000 and late.
I my bad. I'm old-fashioned, and that we should communicate first because there's someone that you've been friends with since the second grade. You're going to piss away that friendship because, they changed a little bit? At least say something.
Yeah. People just don't like confrontation, though. They just don't want to. They don't like confrontation. But yeah, since he asked us what to do, I think you have to say something. But what if this guy isn't bragging? What if he's doing all these things? Is he a jerk then?
Even if he's doing all those things, you still could brag about the things that you do.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's banging a bunch of chicks. But you need to tell that person all the chicks you've been banging?
I feel like, if, again, I'm in my 20s, and let's just say that never happened to me. You don't think, Steve, you and I both did not do well with the ladies when we were younger. If for some reason, I don't know, college was the switch, and you all of a sudden were slaying dragons, well, you don't think you'd tell anybody? I think I know I would have. I would have been so proud of myself.
Yeah, I understand that you would want to share because maybe you're thinking, this is exciting stuff. I want to share with my friends. But if your friends are like, dude, this is kind of annoying, then maybe you got to think about, okay, maybe I don't need to be going crazy about sharing all these exploits that I've been having.
Yeah, that's why I think, if you talk to the person, boy, it is a tough one, but nobody ever likes to hear bad news. That's the problem. And who's going to take that well?
Someone said, hey, sometimes friendships just end. They run their course. Times change, and so do people. And sometimes you just have to go in different directions.
Ooh, deep, man.
There was like some movie I watched recently where it was kind of like that, where all like the buddies got back together and it was like one of those like stupid like coming of age like college drunk party people, and then and then they realized while they were there, they're like, well, you're not a bad person, but I just don't like hanging out with you anymore.
Kind of happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And maybe that's just this. Maybe that's what this is.
It's like no one's wrong. It's just, okay, you're just going on a different road.
Yeah, it like you said, it's a whole new world going to college because it really is. It's like your entire life has been in a town, in wherever you are, in this really just this small space. And then when you go off to college, you're meeting. This is when you really expand like the people in your life that you encounter. And it is a whole different, like I remember like it was an adjustment. It was a big adjustment because people were used to me. And then I was around a bunch of people that weren't used to me, and boy, oh boy, there were some interesting responses to me being me.
Oh, college was mind-blowing. I just remember being like, what in the hell? This is insane. Especially because I lived on a floor that was co-ed.
Oh, wow.
And so, like, you know, like obviously we each had our own suites. So there's guy suites and girl suites. But then, like, we'd all hang on the common area, which was just where the TV was with the cable. And I remember going in there the first night, and then there were these girls, and they were just wearing, like, pajama shorts. So, like, just, like, short shorts and just, like... And I'm like, what is happening? Like,
yeah, I'll tell you what's happening.
In my head, I'm like, is this a penthouse forum waiting to happen? And I'm like, no, it's still me. Nothing's changed. It's just that they're just wearing comfortable clothes. But I was just like, this is insane. Like, this never happened at home because there was no, like, just random.
Oh, yeah, your brother never wore pajama pants?
He did. But he didn't shave his legs, so it was different, BJ.
That's very difficult.
They weren't that tan.
Yeah. Boy, I think Steve has a point. If you really want to keep the friendship, you're going to have to say, hey, dude, and just sit him down and tell him that, you know, you don't like hearing all those stories. But I would ask myself, why don't you like hearing those stories? I mean, it's like, that's why, Steve, it's so bizarre that somebody comes back and they're an arrogant a-hole. Like there wasn't any trace of that at all in that person.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? Because my friends know I'm a big mouth. And if I came back from college, I'm still a big mouth. Even, you know, that's why it's so odd that his friend never was kind of like a big mouth bragger in anything.
So do you think that the texter maybe just is feeling insecure because he's not getting laid, he's not partying, and maybe that there's something about that?
Yeah. I mean, unless there's a complete about face, I feel like he had to have some of these attributes.
I think it's like if he's lying about this and bragging about this, what else is he lying about?
Is he lying, though?
Yeah, like it sounds like he's lying. Like the fact that like that's
I like
my
how we're all
vibe.
just assuming he's lying.
Right? He could be like
yeah,
if he is.
That's because none of us could get any action. So we just and no man can get action.
Well, I mean, I got
someone said, I bet this guy's full of crap and hasn't gotten anything. He's just trying to look like he's a badass.
See, none of us. What if he really is a badass? You know what I mean? Look. You know what I'm saying? What if he really is a badass?
You guys won't believe this. I went to this new school and I became a badass.
What if he actually is just like, I don't know what's going on, guys. The ladies just love me. I don't get it. I don't know what's happening. We hate him, wouldn't we? Hate
him? High school, no one wanted to be with me.
Yeah, we hate this guy, whether he's telling the truth or not. We're going to hate him. It's not like the truth would change our opinion of this guy at all. We're going to hate him. So I think you should just hate him and move on. That really is.
It's going to be a long summer, man. They can hang out, reconnect.
Yeah. I think, Steve, you make a good point. You got to talk to the dude. If you really want to stay friends with him, that's what you learn in life. If you really want to keep a relationship going in any way, shape, or form, you're going to have some tough talks.
And be prepared, though. He might just be like, no, this is who I am now.
Yeah. And then
if that's the case, then
you got to make a move.
Time for you to join a frat and have sex with lots of women.
Yes. Because I think if I were your buddy, I would join a frat and drink a lot. If I were your buddy, I'd be like, all right, I'll try to, you know, I'll put the brakes on a little bit.
He might not realize that he's doing it. He might just be so fired up that like college has just been amazing, not realizing. Because I've had that happen before where I'd be excited to share something and one of my buddies like, I didn't even let me finish my story. I'm like, oh man, I didn't even realize that. My bad. And then it was just like something that I had to keep in the back of my mind in the future.
Yeah, and if he is lying, well, at that point, I don't know what to say. But I can't believe, like, this is the first time he started lying in his life. You know, like, you didn't notice it before. All right.
Well, because he was around him. He knew that he wasn't getting laid. He knew that he wasn't getting drunk.
Oh, so it didn't bother him. It's like, I was in on the lie. Yeah, I guess.
No, I think the guy couldn't lie about it because he was like, I see you. You're not getting laid. Now he's not around, so now he can make up these stories.
I just feel like maybe he would have lied about other things that maybe, you know, you're not always around the guy 24/7. Oh, you know what? I opened up a pack of baseball cards, and you know what? I got this great foil, Xander Bogaerts. Okay, like whatever. It's just something where you go, where is it?
I don't even know what language you're speaking right
exactly.
now.
But he traded it away. You're like, you can't, like, I just feel like it's not the first thing he's ever lied about if he's a liar.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry for the geeky reference. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if we've helped.
I mean, what are we supposed to do?
What are we supposed to do?
We're supposed to go to this guy's college and tell all these women not to have sex with him so he's back on the level of the other guy?
You know what? That is commitment, but if we cared about this texter, yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think communication might help.
Yeah, that would be a thing.
You got all summer.
Yeah, but it could be a cruel summer, my friend. A cruel summer.
Fair.
Yeah. Well, it's just like that Avril Lavigne song, man. Complicated.
No.
Why you got to make things so complicated? She loves him when he's hanging out with her, but then when he's with his friends, he's a complete douche.
We can't do that.
It's the Bible.
We got to stop with that.
Yeah, Avril knows what's up.
Avril doesn't know anything.
She sings about life, brother. All right, it is Help Wanted, 206-803-ROCK. What do you got? Call us, text us. We'll try to help you out.
All right, this person said, I've been dating this guy for about a year now, and we recently found out I'm pregnant. We're both excited. Next step, for us to move in together.
Okay.
I got nothing else to say.
That's not even the issue, man.
I'm sorry.
That's not even the problem. They're happy.
Yeah.
They've been together for a year.
Okay.
They stopped using condoms, and a baby's on the way. So now it's time to live together.
I'm done.
Well, come on.
I'll let you go. You go ahead. I'm not.
They said there's only one problem.
There's a lot of problems, and one of them's in the belly. But okay, then a year and we got a belly situation.
He says there's just one problem. He expects that his dad is going to move in with us. His mom passed away when he was young, and he's an only child, and they've been living together his entire life. His dad's a nice guy, but there's no way I want him living with us, especially when we have a newborn. What would you do if you were me? BJ.
Why do you read these things to me?
Signed, Sarah.
Yeah.
Signed Sarah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah? You don't want me living with you now? The new baby?
Have a kid on the way.
Yeah. You know what? I am going to let the rest of the show answer because I have been told in my therapy sessions that I act too much like the old father who just looks down on everybody for their stupidity.
Well, you need a new therapist because they're clearly lying to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
I see how you're looking at me. I know I'm going to go. That I'll go off. It's like poking the bear. This is a perfect poke the BJ bear.
You know what's funny? As I started reading it, I didn't even really put two and two together that all these red flags were from the first sentence alone.
Yeah.
Dating for a year, found out she's pregnant, and now they got to move in together.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, yeah, they're not married. They're not living together, but they're still having a kid.
This is, I mean, this is why you have to have a good. I don't know who is it going to be. It's got to be the mom or the dad, but someone's got to be the bouncer of that kid's life. Because you just need someone to come in and go, what is wrong with you?
Well, they have the opportunity to have that person live with them, the dad.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I think our society just goes, oh, wait, it's okay. We can do anything. Oh, we can do anything. You can have it all. And it's like, and then it just gives you a reason to really just not be very thoughtful when doing things in your life. This is a big situation, literally big with the belly.
Yes.
And already she's got a thing that she hasn't even thought about because she didn't think about maybe wearing condoms or having birth control in the first place.
Well, that part's over now. We have a new problem.
Yeah, we do.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
From the very beginning, your kids mean everything to you. That means you do anything for them, especially if they're at risk. So when it comes to type 1 diabetes, screen it like you mean it. Because even if just one person in the family has it, your child is up to 15 times more likely to get it, too. Screen it like you mean it. Because type 1 diabetes can develop at any age. And once you get results, you can get prepared for your child's future. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 starts long before there are symptoms. But one blood test could help you spot it early, before they need insulin and could lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA. Talk to your doctor about how to screen for type 1 diabetes, because the more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. Screen it like you mean it.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1. It's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2. Your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3. Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, Loudwire has put together a list of the best grunge albums of all time. Now, I just want to warn Loudwire that Rolling Stone put together a list of the best singers, and Celine Dion wasn't on the list, and I guess a bunch of people went to the Rolling Stone offices and protested, and I'm like, you guys have time to do this?
Well, you know, some people work from home, and they just want to get outside, maybe touch some grass, and
that could
Rolling
be
Stone's offices was right across the street, so killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah, that
is pretty sad.
That cracked me up when I don't know, it was hundreds or thousands. I don't know how many people went outside the Rolling Stone offices when I'm like, dude, it's just a list put out by a bunch of people. Who cares?
Do you think even Celine Dion sees that story and goes, "Wow, my fans are losers"?
Yeah,
like I would.
I would be
like, thanks. The sentiment's nice. Yeah. Online petition, relatively low amount of work.
Yeah,
showing up to somebody's office to disrupt their day. Yeah, I'm rich as F. I'm okay. I'm Celine Dion. I'm all right. Don't worry about it, guys.
So I'm wondering, if anyone is going to go to Loudwire and protest the fact that, the album they think is the best grunge album of all time is at number one. Like, will they go and go, no way, this should be number... No, we don't. Usually, we don't care.
Man.
Enough to go protest at office.
I am looking at the list.
Okay, so you see all number one all the way down to number 15, the top 15.
Yeah, and honestly, I am pretty impressed with this list. Like, there might be a couple that I'll switch over to this way or that way, but for the most part, I feel like they really, they nailed it.
Nice.
Yeah, I will give you a clue. I'll give everybody a clue. Number 3. Somebody continues to harp on me about this album, number 3.
Oh, Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba. Some people think that number 3, I would think that one person in the studio thinks that number 3 should be number 1 just because of the fact that I haven't listened to this album in its entirety.
You know what's funny? I wouldn't even have put it at number 1.
What?
Wow.
And yet you still want me to listen to this album in its entirety, even though it's not the number 1 grunge album in your mind.
Well, it's one of my favorite albums of all time, and you suck as a human for not listening to it.
There we go.
Besides that.
So to Stone Gossard, apparently, because he hasn't listened to it in its entirety either.
Stone and I need to have a chat at some
Okay,
point.
all
He
right.
doesn't return my tweets.
Don't blame him.
The first four, I feel like you could interchange, and I think a lot of people would have a good argument for any of those four.
Okay. All right, so
Pearl Jam's 10, obviously, you're saying is number 3.
Yeah, 10 is number 3.
I have a guess at number 1.
All right, you know what, Danny, go for it.
And just because I didn't grow up in the grunge scene, but it was just the first album that I really fell in love with, which was Nirvana's Nevermind.
Yeah, and that would be my guess for number 1.
And it's not.
And it is not.
Interesting.
It is.
No.
But you're not far off.
See, that's the one where I think I would, even though it's not, it's such a weird thing to say because it's when I even think it, I'm like, this is such a stupid. And I wouldn't pick it as my favorite grunge record of all time.
Sure,
but I would say that it should be number 1 as the number 1 grunge record of all time. I know that makes no sense, but like I'm thinking as on the whole, what the impact that it had, how it changed the game for everything. That's to me is what makes it the greatest grunge record of all time. But it's not my favorite of all the grunge records.
Makes sense 100%. And for me, that's the same reason that I thought is because like I wasn't into the grunge scene, but I loved that album. Whereas like the other ones, the different bands that were around the same time, I just didn't fall in love with them the way I did that album.
This is what, when you do a list, you just don't know the criteria. And that's the problem is that, Steve, I think you pretty much said it. Iconically, why? I mean, Nevermind is iconically got to be considered the best grunge record of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. But, quality-wise, well, you would know better than me, I suppose, if we got down to the to the dirt of it. Hey, because that's the number 1.
Honestly, that's the one I would go with.
Yeah. Alice in Chains, Dirt, number 1 grunge record of all time. And look, you can't argue with it. It definitely deserves to be in the top 3 probably. But, again, what's the criteria? Everyone knows Nevermind. Everybody just knows Nevermind.
Everybody knows Dirt as well. Dirt was a game changer. It was a massive record for Allison. It was a massive record just for rock music.
I guess what I mean is that even people that don't know much about music and know Nevermind probably over Dirt.
Yeah,
that's why I said iconically.
Yeah, I'd be interested to find out because I do think that it smells like Teen Spirit. You're right.
The album cover, all of that. That's the only reason I put it, but not quality wise, just iconically.
Yeah, I feel like if I debate you, I'm just arguing for arguing's sakes at that point because you're right. I mean, but for me, there's not a darker, more powerful record than that Alice in Chains record. That record is so. The first time I heard it, and I still listen to that record to this day. Whereas Nevermind. Every once in a while, maybe like once a year, I'll be like, I haven't listened to all of Nevermind. Like you hear the songs on the radio, which are quite a bit, but I'm just like, I haven't listened to some of the other cuts. And there's some, and I'm like, and then I'll be reminded, I'm like, oh man, Drain You, what a great song, or oh man, this song, Whereas Dirt by Alice in Chains was just like, that to me is just a masterpiece.
And then, of course, like we said, Pearl Jam's 10 at number 3. Super Unknown, Soundgarden in at number 4.
Which I don't disagree with. Although I like Bad Motorfinger more, which is kind of funny. Like here again. But Super Unknown was like their big record that kind of made them the rock stars that they are. And that's the big 4. Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam. Of course they should be the first 4.
But here's the thing, when you talk about the best grunge album.
Are we talking about the best breasts?
Yeah, the best breasts of all time.
Oh, then it's easily Chris from Nirvana.
So if we believe that this list of the best grunge albums of all time, here they are, then you look at the top 5, there is one of those, like those the big 4 you talked about, Steve, one repeated, which means if you had 2 in the top 5, does that kind of make you the best grunge band of all time? That my brain, because a statty guy like I am.
Yeah.
Because okay, so we know Alice in Chains, we know Nirvana, we know Pearl Jam, we know Soundgarden. Those were the top 4 bands that had the best grunge album of all time. Number 5 is one of those bands. So let me just ask you, Danny, Vicky, if you want. So who do you think would come in at number 5? So basically, they're the first repeater. Which means they had an album that was amazing that it got to be like, another one in the top 5, which would mean, what band do you think that would have done that? Because they all came out with other albums, obviously. Who would you guess?
I'd have to guess. I'd probably have to guess Soundgarden.
Ooh, I'm sorry, you're wrong, sir.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Couldn't be wronger.
Couldn't be wronger.
You had a 1 out of 4 guess.
So, Vicky, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, or Pearl Jam, who would you think that they would say the 5th best album by that band? Who would it be?
I'm going to have to say Nirvana.
Oh, you are so wrong.
Oh, man.
In Utero, good record.
Yeah.
And that's the one I'm guessing you would go with.
Well,
or Bleach.
Not far off. In Utero was number 6. And Danny Soundgarden came in at number 7 with Bad Motorfinger. So
here's the funny part. I think most of this list, at least the top 15 or top 20, are going to be those 4 bands and all of their records.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Because Nirvana's Bleach is also on there at 11.
Yeah. So Versus from Pearl Jam came in at number 5.
Which I agree 100%. Like, I go back and forth between Versus being my favorite Pearl Jam record or 10.
Oh, wow. Which one should I listen in its entirety? Should I go with Versus for... Wouldn't it be great if I did that just to pick
listen to 10 first. I feel like you got to listen to 10 first and then appreciate Versus.
Yeah. What I really think, what I think is, Temple of the Dog did make number 9.
Which features members of Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Yeah. And Alice in Chains came in at number 8 with Facelift.
Yep.
Purple from STP, finally they hit the list at number 10.
Which is funny because of the 15, the only non-Seattle or Seattle-based band is Stone Temple Pilots, which at the time when their first record came out, everyone was like, you're a wannabe Seattle band.
Oh, look at that.
Just because they had like that, especially on Core, it had like, I don't think he sounded like Eddie, but some people were comparing him to Eddie because of a little bit of a lower voice on the register and just the way that the band sounded. But it's kind of interesting that they are considered in the top 15 when they're the only non-Seattle band.
You know what's interesting that I was just thinking about too? It's like Pearl Jam, to me, being like outside of Seattle around that time and not really into the grunge scene, I think that for me growing up, it was like Pearl Jam defined grunge for me as a person. Like when I thought of grunge music, it was like Pearl Jam. And not that I didn't think Nirvana, but Nirvana kind of like smashed so many like barriers that, you have a lot of people like NoFX and Green Day who credit them as the person who brought punk rock to it. And it's like, so maybe that's why for me, it's like, Pearl Jam is the epitome of grunge. Whereas Nirvana, yes, of course they started a movement, but it was almost like bigger than that.
That's a good point because like Nirvana's music sometimes, it always had like a grunge vibe, but like it also had a power pop, a punk rock. It had like, an indie rock vibe. Like it had a little bit of everything. Whereas the time, like, especially Alice in Chains and Soundgarden too, like they were so sludgy.
Yeah.
And Nirvana's music wasn't.
Right.
Maybe In Utero had a little bit more of that kind of like darkness to it, but like, Nevermind was, really like lyrically not, but like it was a bouncy sounding record.
This is a crappy list. There's no fighting.
That's what I'm saying.
This is such a crappy list. But they did such a bad job putting out a list that we don't fight over.
That's funny. Taylor's just calling in right now to even talk about Stone Temple Pilots.
Taylor, you're on the rock.
Hey, yes. I guess I was calling in while you were perhaps mentioning this band, but I was a little taken aback that STP wasn't in the top bands because they were huge for me.
Yeah, and maybe that was bad on me. They came in at number 10, STP, with Purple.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! That's low.
Really? All right, so who do you think they should be above? They had Dirt, Nevermind, 10, Super Unknown, and Versus in the top 5. Do you think Purple should have, got one of those out?
Yes.
Really?
I think
what would you kick out?
I'd kick out
Pearl
Taylor
Jam.
for that opinion.
Pearl Jam.
Wow. That's crazy talk.
Wait. So
I love STP. Don't get me wrong. I'm a former band member.
Of course.
But even as a former band member, I would not put them in the top 5.
Oh.
All right.
Doesn't mean I don't like them. Taylor, we'll be okay.
You stabbed the guy.
We can have differing opinions.
You broke his heart. You're killing him. Yeah, sorry,
I'm happy
Taylor.
that Mudhoney was put in this and given a nod.
Yeah,
because they deserve to, because they had such a huge imprint on the sound before a lot of these bands even were around.
Mother Love Bone was also made the list. Hole made the list at number 12.
Screaming Trees, deservingly so.
This. Yeah, Sweet Oblivion. So that pretty much rounds out your top 15. And for the most part, we don't have any disagreements.
That's the weird part. Like, I think we could argue where certain albums should go, but I don't think any of these are not deserving.
Yeah, we've got
what a great time for music. I know I'm like
it's like a 6-year period. As I'm looking at this, 1989 is the oldest album with Bleach, and 1994 Purple is the latest album. Everything else falls in between those years with this list. So it's like that's just a snapshot of that time.
If I could, I know we talk about go back in time. I would have, that would have been amazing to be living in Seattle during that time.
Oh, yeah.
A, it would be much more affordable. But also on top of it, who cares about the music? I'd be able to live in downtown Seattle.
But even and that's in so many different ways too. Like being able to go down to, I don't remember, what was it called? The off-ramp back then, and seeing, all these bands and they're, and that happened to me in the punk scene too. Seeing a lot of those bands just before they blew up and, for $5.
The idea of seeing Nirvana play at the Crocodile would be just insane.
Yeah.
I want to put this out there because
time machines, yes.
Yeah, time machine. Well, this is what I don't understand. And maybe somebody can explain this because it's such a great music scene, which means such a great vibe, really cool collaborative people. And then I look at Portland that hates Seattle so much. And I can't understand why, because of a time like that. You know what I mean? It's like, but why? Because Portlanders do hate Seattleites a lot for so many unknown reasons. And I'm like, how far back does that go? Because
they're the little brother that never could get to that level.
You think that's really what it is?
Honestly, I bet during that time, though, it was a lot less of that. Maybe it was like a friendly rivalry. Sure. But I feel like a lot of those bands were going back and forth. Like, you'd play with the bands that were making it in Portland, and they would come up here. I don't think there was that kind of I think that's more of from the soccer rivalry and then basketball as well. I don't know if it was ever a music rivalry between Seattle and Portland. I think it was a lot more of a collaborative kind of vibe.
I'd love to,
because you want to play shows in both places. So you can't be douches to the people in Portland.
And through the years, I think that obviously as the both cities, I mean, because Portland still is a bigger city, compared to
Albuquerque.
Course,
yeah.
But it's one of those but as both cities have grown up, I think that just has amplified of oh, we hate Portland, oh, we hate Seattle. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I still have friends who are in bands who go down to Portland and play pretty regularly.
Well, I will say this, Danny. I think it's one way. I don't know if Seattleites hate Portlanders, but I mean, I am told.
In the soccer world, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Well, soccer is soccer. I mean, sports are sports. I mean, if you're really, I think if you're a really true rooter, supporter, whatever, just look, I'm a Red Sox fan. And yes, I don't hate Yankee fans. Some of the greatest conversations I've ever had are with Yankee fans.
Sure.
So if you're that kind of douche where you literally do hate somebody because of that, well, I don't know what to tell you.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Cat lovers, listen up. Meet Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Our cats don't really have 9 lives, but a lot can happen in the one they do. Felix's whisker-to-tail protection covers accidents, illness, emergency care, exam fees, and so much more. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com to learn more about their customizable coverage for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it, meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Forbes, that's a professional organization over there. Forbes, all about money and stuff.
Never heard of them.
Oh, that's probably why. They're all about money and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're professional.
Hey, I got to have money to be able to read Forbes, I guess.
That's what it is. But they did put out a list, and they said, okay, folks, here's what we want to ask you, and that's what they based this list is based on, asking people the main reason why they left their job. Is this a list we needed? So I'm going to just say this right now. Did somebody get paid to actually go out and do this? And when I think right now, all of us could probably come up with the top 5 reasons without even having to talk to anybody.
Nobody shows up with donuts on Fridays.
That's the one. Number 1 on the list is number.
I'm not asking every day.
Yeah.
I just think on Fridays we should have pastries.
Do miss those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least a working vending machine.
Well, now a vending machine.
Just period. Yeah.
We should leave.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
In.
Let's go. Danny, here's what I want to say. We had a big meeting with the gigantic boss of the company. Why didn't somebody bring up the vending? Because they said they opened it up to the floor. They asked everybody, why didn't we go, where's our vending machine and our donuts?
I might have an accident in my pants because they always set up anything is on
the table.
Yeah, nothing is off limits. You should feel comfortable saying whatever you want, which is always no, I shouldn't feel comfortable saying whatever I want to say because I can get you in trouble. But man, if somebody would have said, yes, big boss, we would like a vending machine.
Yeah.
I would start crying.
I would laugh my butt off. And you know what? I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? That's not going to be me anymore. We got to let the young kids, got to let the Vickies and the Dannys of the world do it.
We got to hype them up and be like, dude, this is your first time going to a meeting with the big boss. He loves
questions.
He
like
loves
that.
being challenged.
Yeah, that's a good question, by the way. He would want to fix it. He probably isn't aware of it. He's the big boss. He doesn't know we don't have a vending machine.
And in all fairness, maybe he does love being challenged. I'm just not the one that's going to challenge him.
Yeah, there's no winner.
Yeah, if I don't have a singlet on, I'm not challenging anybody.
That would be amazing.
Shocker, though, vending machine or bringing in donuts not in the top 5. So maybe you two shouldn't be the one we talk about, but let's see if Vicky can pick one of the top 5.
Isn't the phrase, it's something like, people don't quit bad jobs, they quit bad managers, so maybe because of their boss or manager?
You know what? I'll tell you this, Vicky. Nothing to do with management in this top 5 list of why people left their jobs, at least in the survey that Forbes did.
I think you gave us a clue with the Forbes part. It's probably about money.
There we go.
Why would you
I
think
did
that?
give you a clue.
Yeah.
You guys, I try to help you with these. You know, I mean, I'm like Ken Jennings it for you guys. I give you a little bit of a little meta clue, but Dan at least picked up on it.
Yeah.
All right, so number 1, seeking higher pay. Pretty much half the people said I left to make more money, which is interesting. Because I had heard, at least with millennials and Gen Zs, it's not about the money. But eventually, as you get older in life, I don't care who you are, it eventually does become about
when
the
you
money.
have a kid or a family, or you live in the Pacific Northwest where where mortgage and rent is ridiculous, it does become about the money. You got to live.
Money.
Groceries are expensive.
Money can't buy happiness, but it sure can pay the rent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And buy those damn organic vegetables your wife likes buying.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You know what? She's on that kick too, just like my wife.
Well, I don't know if it's a kick. It's just a way of life now. Yeah, it's always been that way.
Oh, you know what?
She's always going with the organic ones.
There's a great Penn and Teller.
Is organic French for expensive? I'm just confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a Penn and Teller show on Showtime, and I forget what the name of it was. I think it was a bad word.
Was it the BS one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Penn and Teller BS. And I don't know if they just did it for show, but they did a whole thing about organic versus just regular vegetables.
Yeah.
It was a great thing just because they basically proved my wife wrong, and I always love shows like that to give me ammo. But I don't know how true it is, but it's so ridiculous that supposedly the thing that is really the best for you is the most expensive, and then, the stuff that isn't the best for you that usually comes boxed by some sort of confectionery company is the cheapest.
The problem is that like most vegetables, whether they're organic or just the fresh vegetables, are just expensive no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I'm old enough to remember, Steve, that vegetables were cheaper than like Twinkies.
Right.
I mean, it was
not anymore.
You couldn't get your parents to buy those Hostess cakes because they go, look, what do you think? I made them money? I don't got the money for that.
Yeah, if you want to fix the obesity problem, make vegetables and healthy stuff cheaper than the unhealthy stuff.
Look at Steve Migs running for something. That's the platform we all need to vote for. So seeking higher pay, number 1 reason why people leave their job. Number 2 is reasonable. And it is definitely talking about, in a way, money, because this helps you save money, depending on how good this is for you. Ooh, there's a clue. Well, what can a job give you that you have to spend money on, but they help out?
401. 401k?
Well, that's saving money for down the road. But like, what do you spend money on? You go, boy, I hope the job can give me this particular thing, so I don't have to spend so much money on this.
Stocks?
Okay, no, you guys are missing it. It's not about saving
coworkers that ask really weird questions that we don't have answers to.
Well, I mean, there's 2 things you look for in a job: how much will you pay, and
vacation.
Benefits.
Okay.
Benefits.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah. See, because you like medical benefits, you got to pay, and they help you with that if they give you a good benefits package. That is like almost half the people, same thing. They left because they wanted better benefits, which, man, I will say, you got a benefit package. That does put you head and shoulders above anybody else, even to the point where it might save you money to take less money because the benefit package is even better. So and it's tough to figure that out sometimes until you're really in a company. I don't know how to figure that out. If there's a way to know like how good your benefits are, like how good is the insurance company or whatever, that they're going to hook you up with. And you don't find that out till you walk into a doctor's office and they go,
right.
Oh, this is your medical? God, this sucks.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, your insurance doesn't cover any of it. I'm like, well, why do I have insurance?
Oh, I hate that so much. I know. Don't get me started.
Yeah, you go on like the thing. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm like, this is one of our preferred providers. And then you go there and you're like, what did I save, $3?
Yeah. Yeah, who prefers you? I don't.
Right. My wallet doesn't prefer you.
So the next three in the top five, I think, are basically all covered when it comes to money. And to me, it's almost redundant. Insufficient raises, which is kind of like, isn't that why you're seeking higher pay? Because you're not getting enough raises?
Yeah, but like people they would always be like, oh, you get that like cost of living increase, and sometimes it's like just like a meager amount, and people are like, what the hell? Like that didn't help my cost of living. My rent went up, but my pay didn't.
Well, and at that point, too, raises to me also makes it seem like you're doing a good job. So if you're not getting raises on a semi-normal basis, it's kind of one of those like, am I actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing?
Or in situations, I hear a lot of people complain about how somebody leaves and they have to do their job on top of it, and they still get paid the same amount. It's like I'm doing two people's jobs, but I'm only getting paid for one. How's that fair?
I know. It's such BS. It really, really is. And cost of living, that's something you should get every year. I know the companies can't do that, but it's so ridiculous to think that, look, if you're making money, company, I should be able to get a cost of living increase. Just, I'm not asking for more money so I can be richer and buy nicer things. I just want to be able to afford last year the same way now. That's all I want to do. What I did last year, I just want to be able to do it this year. And you can't when inflation keeps going up or whatever. You can't. And I look at companies and go, I don't understand. You should go out of business then, right? Apparently you suck at managing. Get the hell out. If you can't keep up with the cost of living, then you're not doing your job. Because I'm doing my job, because apparently, you know what? The Cogswell cogs and the Spacely sprockets, I'm still putting them out for you. So what do you want from me?
That'd be great if you go into a meeting with like the head muckety mucks demanding more money and you start referencing the Jetsons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Because, we're talking about the future, Steve.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And they're like, open up your briefcase, get your little spaceship, and leave.
Rosie needs a lot of motor oil, okay? Rosie needs WD-40. I need to be able to make some more coin here.
What do you have Rosie doing if she needs all that oil?
Well, I don't want to bring it up, Jane, his wife. How about needs not being met by your pay?
Rent, groceries.
Well, yes. So that's what I thought it meant. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like
they basically came up with 5 different ways to say you want more money.
Now, number 5, look, I'm going to be honest, doesn't mean anything to me because I've never had to go through this, at least not as much as some other people have, and that's pay inequality. 39% of the people say they leave a company because they just don't think it's fair pay. Mm-hmm. I've never had to deal with that. So I can't really comment on that. I've never had to walk in and go, hey, I don't think you're paying me fairly compared to what other people are doing. I've never felt that at a job. But I know many people do. So I get that that's a legitimate reason.
Yeah, you find out you're doing the same exact job as someone else, but because of whatever reason, a gender or whatever, a race, and then all of a sudden you're finding out you're getting less, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one because if you're in a performance-based industry like us, it's really hard to do that because obviously if, Station A is getting higher ratings than Station B, you can't expect to make the same amount of money as that person doing the same job you are because that station's bringing in more money. And that's, you get your money based on the performance you do.
And a lot of times, it's easy for me to say, but for me, I've always just focused on I just want to make enough that makes me happy. I don't think about what everyone else is being made because if you do, you could go crazy. But if I was cool with whatever you offered me, and I was like, that's a fair amount, and I'm happy with that, and then you find out someone's doing something similar but getting more, that's what I don't want to know. I just rather know, I'm happy with this amount. That's all I care about. And if I'm not happy, then there'll be an issue, but it's not because of what someone else is making. But again, it's easy for me to say, but that's always been my mentality.
Yeah, I've been in that situation, Steve, and it sucks. Somebody told me one time what somebody was making when I was working, 30 years ago in this business, and somebody said, "Hey, do you know what this person's making?" And you're right. As soon as you found out,
it changes everything.
But here, and they deserved it though. I mean, they really, really did. I was not the star of the show, and I sure as hell wasn't there for all the years that the star of the show was there doing what they were doing. They deserved every penny they were getting. But you're right. As soon as you find out and you're living your life, and maybe you're trying to go, and then you just get bitter. You just get bitter.
And try telling that to somebody who's young and not understanding that the other person probably deserved it better. It's like you can't even get past that part in your brain of being like, yeah, but still, I need the money.
Yeah, and that's, I think, Danny, because of the unfairness. Yeah. When I started, the world wasn't as unfair as it is today. And that's the big conversation I have with anybody in my generation who goes, these kids, why are they complaining? I go, dude, the world was not as unfair as it is today when it comes to certain things. And that is like money. It's just the world's very unfair compared to when I started out. And that's why, Danny, some young people go, I don't care. F you. You're so unfair to me. Why do I got to be reasonable?
It's crazy to think when I first came out here, you work a minimum wage paying job, and you were still able to not find a great place to stay, but you still live in a decent enough apartment, and then if you have a roommate, then you could do okay, good enough.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine when you look at some of the prices of rent, I'm doing the math. I'm you need multiple minimum wage paying jobs. You have to work around the clock just to be able to have a place with a roof over your head.
Heck, you even need multiple jobs when you have a nice paying job these days, sometimes.
For real.
Yeah, it's apartments used to be a great solution for somebody that couldn't afford a house. That is no longer true.
No.
Because
a decent
rents,
apartment.
Yeah, because rents are ridiculous. Mortgages are ridiculous. A place like New York City, I remember somebody telling me it takes me an hour to get to work, it's an hour commute. And I'm like, whoa. But then again, that was New York City. It made sense to me. That was a gigantic city. Of course, it's going to be expensive. And now here in Seattle, people, if you really, really want to, try to get something affordable, you kind of got to get close to getting an hour out of Seattle.
No, I'm 40-something minutes out of Seattle without traffic, of course.
And you're not entry level guy.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's entry level.
I'm more an outry level.
Yeah, you're next level. That's what we call you, next level. But imagine being entry level anything and having to work in the city, work in Seattle. Hell, I bet even working in Tacoma, it's still no picnic. You know what I mean? As far as having to make things go on. It's just, and that is just I look at society, the leaders, and go, you failed because it shouldn't be like this. I get things go up and prices go up, but it's the other stuff compensation should match that, and it's not. So somebody's effed up, and it's probably Oprah, because I like to blame her for everything. So I'm going to say it's Oprah. Yeah, it's probably
Oprah. You went through all that just to have your propaganda against Oprah.
There we go. You know it.
I'm on to you.
I'm not always hating on The Rock. I spread it around, and I find all these people that have no reason for me to be upset with them, and I get upset with them.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention Love20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? Yeah. Hope everyone has had the best week ever and even a more amazing weekend. Let's get to our contestant, shall we?
Yeah.
We got Adam is from Shelton. Adam, are you there?
I am. Good morning, Sarah and everybody else.
Good morning.
Yeah,
All right,
Adam.
Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Adam has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I think so.
You got it. A physician who's an expert in the care of your heart and blood vessels is called a what?
Cardiologist.
Yes. How many NBA teams are there currently?
32.
No.
33.
No.
34.
No. What 60s year did the Beatles release their album Abbey Road?
62, 63, 64.
No. What country is known as the Emerald Isle?
Ireland.
Yes. How many children does Charlie Sheen have?
3, 4, 5.
5, yes. What does the T stand for in the organization PETA?
Pass.
Who played Aaron Green in the comedy Get Him to the Greek?
Russell Brand.
No.
Pass.
What European country is known as the Hexagon?
Turkey.
No.
Spain.
No.
France.
Yes. Which country on the sitcom Friends once got their head stuck in a turkey?
Joey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that, you got 5 correct.
Such a Mr. Bean ripoff as far as I'm concerned.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't even know because you're old, so I don't get that.
Mr. Bean's the guy that did the head turkey thing. And Friends, just like such a derivative.
What if it was just an homage? Calm down, old
Ripped
man.
off Seinfeld, ripped off Mr. Bean. Not an original bone in Fred's body.
Sure. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
A physician who's an expert in the care of your heart and blood vessels is called a what?
A physician.
No.
Nice work.
A cardiologist.
Yes.
Nice.
How many NBA teams are there currently?
32?
No.
30.
Yes.
Wow.
What 60s
Nice pause.
year did the Beatles release their album Abbey Road?
What 60s year?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 64.
No.
63.
No.
62.
No.
Oh.
What country is known as the Emerald
69.
Isle? Nice, yes.
Damn it.
What country is known as the Emerald Isle?
Country. I'm going to go with France.
No.
Italy.
No.
Germany.
No. How many children does Charlie Sheen have?
He's got 4.
No.
3.
No.
2.
No.
Oh.
What does the T stand for in the organization PETA?
Treatment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who played Aaron Green in the comedy Get Him to the Greek?
Oh, crap. Is that Jonah Hill?
Yes.
Nice.
What European country is known as the hexagon?
France.
Yes.
Nice.
Which country on the sitcom Friends once got their head stuck in a turkey?
Matthew Perry.
No.
Sorry about that.
5 correct, and that is a tie.
Oh, yeah. Nice work, Adam. All right, there you go. Nice
He's in
highway.
a wind tunnel right now.
Nice
Jeez.
freeway, Adam.
Was it the other guy, right?
It was Joey.
Joey. Yeah, that would be my next guess.
He's most likely to get his head stuck in a turkey.
And before any texters come and complain about that question, Monica did put the turkey on her head, but it was not stuck. She did it to make Chandler laugh.
Thank you for the clarification.
Because I know it was going to come.
No, she's right. I
you're
actually thought it was Monica that did it. I don't remember Joey doing it. I remember Monica putting her turkey on
Yep,
it. So
it
thanks
was-
for bringing that up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought both of them had it on.
It was on the same episode. They did a flashback, and then Chandler gets mad at Monica, so she puts it on to make him laugh.
Aha.
And it does. It worked.
And it wasn't stuck, though.
But it wasn't stuck.
Oh, yeah.
You did there are 30 NBA teams currently.
Yes.
Yeah, once I guessed, I was going to say 31. I'm like, it's not 31. So I just stuck with 30.
Yeah, you just paused, and it got you the question right. And 69, you eventually got that. That's why I didn't do mid or late, because I thought you would have guessed that.
No, you're absolutely right. That's a failure on my part.
Sure is.
And the Emerald Isle is Ireland.
It's the Green Island of Man.
Adam got that correct.
I thought for sure you had that.
Damn it.
How many children does Charlie Sheen have? Y'all
6?
danced all around 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
5. And then you got the rest correct.
Good job,
But
Steve.
that was a tie, so
Yeah, you
kind of
tied.
congratulations.
I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them.
That's how he got 5 kids.
5 times. Unprotected.
Yeah. You got to watch how you bang those rocks. So there is a new study that's out, and it produced a list of the most common everyday dramas that we all endure.
Everyday drama.
Okay. Everyday
Everyday
drama.
drama.
I have to tell you, I think that when they call it everyday dramas, that's a lot. It's just like stuff we
It's a
go
little
through.
dramatic.
Yeah, yeah. It's really just stuff we go
This
through.
was number 1.
Yeah, coming up with lists that are a little overly dramatic.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to give them that. So basically, yeah, these are the. I just did number 2 yesterday, as a matter of fact. While I was on this fine show.
I hope you wiped.
Okay, so that's really what I'm doing on my phone. I'm sending those pictures to people.
Fair.
Yeah, Danny, you should get them soon.
Oh, great.
Everyday drama. Trying to figure out what the hell to watch at the end of the night.
Ooh, never a problem for me.
Well, yeah, because you got like a list of 50 billion shows.
I really do. If you could see what I
and
have.
you kind of like watch these by yourself, so you don't have to like have that like debate with like your significant other. Like, do you want to watch this? No. Okay. How about this? No. Okay. How about this? I give up. Here's the controller.
See, and I was thinking this along the same lines, figuring out what to eat for dinner.
That's yeah.
Ooh, that's part of it, but these are not dramas. But burning food while cooking, that's an everyday drama you have to endure.
Also,
deal
something
with
like
that.
you do to yourself. It sounds like more than
Well,
like,
again, what you have to endure, like everyday drama. Yeah, see, dramas is the wrong word. I would say calamities. How's that?
Trying to fold laundry, and as you're trying to fold it, the damn sock flew over the damn washing machine. Now it's in the back, and it's a pain in the ass to get it. It's oddly specific, but that happened to me. Like,
Yeah, it's very specific.
There's like 7 socks in the back, and I'm just too lazy. I got to get one of those little like hand grabber things.
Dollar
those
store,
I
my
have
friend.
one of those. Those are great.
Yeah.
Dollar store has them.
Those grabbers are awesome. They have magnet on. They have a magnet on at the end of it too. I mean, you can get anything you want.
Yeah, I don't need a magnet for this.
No, not
Socks
for
have
this,
no-
but it's all purpose. What if
No,
you,
that's fair.
What if you drop metal behind there?
That's a good point.
Yeah, man. That's not on the list. I can't believe it's not on the list. Number 2 for me was spilling something on my clothing, which I did yesterday.
yeah, you do that almost every day.
All the time.
It happens to me a lot just because I'm like, sometimes I'm just eating or drinking coffee in the car and hit like a little speed bump, and all of a sudden, whoop, there's coffee now on my shirt.
It was so bad. I had 2 Chinese. I had some Chinese food. I had 2 pieces of fried rice that were dried and stuck to my shirt all day. I didn't even realize.
That's amazing.
It was.
Did you at least have a patterned shirt on so no one noticed?
Well, I don't. It was. It was on my T-shirt, which was solid color, so somebody should have noticed, and like including my wife, but she said nothing.
And she probably liked making you look silly.
Yeah, I'm walking around. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm going to finally see myself in the mirror, and it's like, what?
It's like when I was meeting up with Danny. I did not put my jersey on until I parked. So I'm like, I am not driving with a drink, coffee or whatever it is, and wearing a white jersey.
Yeah, that white jersey is scary.
Yeah, and then when I was even though I wasn't eating on the way home, I took the jersey off. I'm like, God forbid there's some kind of ketchup stain on my seatbelt. Mm-hmm. I don't want to even risk it.
Yep.
I wouldn't even, but see, I wouldn't survive the game because I always get treats and snacks at the game, and that shirt would be destroyed.
I was a little nervous eating my meatball sub.
Well, the meatball sub especially because it has the red sauce. But I was even worried for you with the pretzel, even though it was dry. He got no cheese or anything with it.
No,
but I was just like, I bet you there's some kind of butter on this or something.
Yeah. And I do like to slather the pretzel on my body before I eat it.
I'm gonna make an executive decision. This list is crap.
Okay, well, what else is on this list that makes it crap?
Well, no, but I mean, I could tell just by our conversation. We're not picking anything at all anywhere near this list. Because the list is just ridiculous, I think. Because nobody, you guys, there's no dramas, I feel like this list is just dumb.
Well, but again, you said dramas, and see, I think you're spilling.
Well, then I turned
it
to calamity.
Well,
even then, it's like I don't think people just. I don't know who
got a good one.
Okay. Yeah,
trying to get my 7-year-old and 4-year-old ready for bed.
That is a drama.
Yeah, that's not on the list. I feel like that should be on the list.
That was me last night because my wife she's coaching at CrossFit and she was asked she was filling in. So it was like a 6:30 class. So she's like, okay, can you just get Tatum ready? That way when I get home at 7:30, we're good to go for story time and get her so can you get her into pajamas and all that? I'm like, sure. She comes home and I don't have matching pajamas on her, and she's got one wrong slipper on. And my wife's like, "What? How do you like?" No, she wanted to wear a Mickey Mouse top and a Paw Patrol bottom, and she wanted a Minnie Mouse slipper and an Elsa slipper. So we made it all work.
The only person that's going to see her is the Sandman. You're good.
I thought it looked adorable, but my wife thought she's like, "What in the hell is she wearing right there?"
That's a great look. I mean, she knew that, okay, mommy likes it when I wear the same outfit.
Yeah.
But I got daddy now. So daddy's a little bit like, daddy's crazy. Daddy's going to let me do a little crazy.
You don't like it? Don't coach at night. That is a problem solved.
There we go.
It wasn't really anything massive.
I was going to say, she's modeling after Uncle Danny with the 2 different shoes.
Yep.
That's where she gets it.
Yep. And one has an actual bottom to it and the other one doesn't. So she's walking with a limp. As we're playing.
That's fantastic. Awesome. By the way, that's not on the list. So far, everything that you have problems with in life, not on the list. And that's why I say I think this list, this is just stuff that maybe the daddy's right. Maybe it's just you, being stuck in traffic. But
see, those to me are minor inconveniences you have to deal with every day. If you put it that way, I think maybe.
All right. Name the top 10 minor inconveniences that you have to deal with every day.
Stupid traffic light not turning green when there's no cars going in any other. Every morning now on Shaw Road, there's this one light that just stays red to the point where you're like, all right, I'm just going to blow this red light. And all of us do it because it's like, why? Come on, red light by the Safeway. Let's turn green for a change.
Okay, listen. If you're trying to win the contest, like in Family Feud, you are losing badly because they're not going to know yours. Yeah. It's not like the people in this survey are going to go, what bothers Steve every day? The sock, the not matching pajamas, and the light at Shaw Road. Yes. Those will not be on the Family Feud friggin' answers.
All right, just on lights in general. We could keep it broad.
Being stuck in traffic, spilling something on your clothing. I'm telling you, these are dumb.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. Whether you've got healthy or unhealthy septicals, we will help you out. Anything you want to do, 206-803-ROCK. But remember, Steve has a rule.
It's a simple rule. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're gonging you and then saying goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. The number to call, the number to text. That wasn't a good move, but Daniel is on the line from DuPont. Daniel, you are on The Rock.
Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today?
I could not be better.
Yeah, I was in a good mood, Daniel, but what are you going to do? Sometimes you take a call, that's what happens.
Yeah, it does. So I'm going to throw my 2 cents into the whole tipping argument. Personally, I have a scale that I like to use. I tip 5 on a 20, and then 10 on a 30, and then 20 on a 40, and it stays that way until it gets to the higher echelons, and then I start tipping 40 until I get to about the hundreds. But I don't normally hit that.
Wait,
I don't really.
help me out here again. You tip 20 on a 40.
It's a 50% tip?
Yes.
Yeah. And
what the hell are you doing?
Well, why wouldn't you tip then? I mean, really, why wouldn't you tip then like a 10 on a 20?
Because I have it up until the 20 mark. That's just how I figured it out.
He created his own tipping scale, man.
And what does that even mean? That's so unfair to the people who are like could probably use that 10. And also it saves you money. How about if you do it the other way around and only tip 10 on a 20 and tip 5 on a 40? How about that? Hey, how do you do that?
Well, in my brain, if I'm eating by myself, my bill is only going to normally be about $15. So if I'm hitting over 20, then I'm buying for 2 people, and then I bump it up to the 10, and I'm usually hitting about 30-ish.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They're still serving you, right? They're bringing food to your table that costs a certain amount of money. Okay, I mean, all
of this makes all the sense in the world to me.
Look, the people that are getting $40 worth of your business, that's great, but that's just 2 20s, okay? And at that point, you're only giving 5 on a 20. And then 5 on a 20 for you, 5 on a 20 for your friend. You're killing me with this. You really are. Thank you.
That's for you, BJ.
I thought it was.
And for math.
Makes no sense.
Everyone's got their own way of doing things.
How about you just be generous if you can, and if you can't, well, understand you would if you could, which I think is nice.
I have my own scale. Typically,
don't even do it. What do you do?
Well, either I just double the tax and add a couple more dollars. That way I know it's over 20% for sure.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then if anything is close, obviously more than 20%, but I could round it up to a sweet $69.69.
Nice.
I'm going to do it.
I do have a problem, though.
They should have that on the receipt. Like, this is how much you need to tip in order for it to hit $69.69.
Oh, that would be great.
If I ever start my own restaurant, you bet your ass I'm going to do that.
You know what? Another one of your ideas that I know will be amazing.
And will never happen.
Exactly. Yeah. My problem is this. I feel like when I get on a fixed income, I'm going to feel horrible because I won't be able to do what I currently do. Because obviously when you're on a fixed income, then you're kind of, you don't have a salary anymore. Then you have to watch your money.
Like my parents, like they had to get a giant-ass generator at some point, and then they had to have what they thought was a tough talk, which to me was not a tough. Like they were just like, "We're sorry, we're just not gonna be able to send you money to you or your brother on your birthdays," or they would always still like to send like a couple bucks for Christmas, and I'm like,
yeah.
And I was like, you could have stopped doing that forever ago. I mean, you did not, but they felt awful about that. But because they were like, we're doing the math, and in order for us to live for however long we are hoping to live to, we have to stop spending money on certain things.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be tough just because, your parents show that, that they care about you and your brother. And, of course, what do you want to provide for your kids? But then you get to a point you go, but still you feel like a jerk. You go, I get what they're saying. It's going to be a hard conversation. I've had to have it every once in a while. Just in general, and I feel horrible, even though everyone's reacted like you. Dude, you've done enough. Don't worry about it. But I have it inside me. I'm a horrible person once that happes.
Well, just accept that you're just a horrible person.
See,
you don't have to worry about
why do I go to therapy? Why don't I just go to you?
I'm a lot cheaper.
Yeah, you have a different message. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's a different message than they give me. They're a little bit more hopeful for me.
They're hoping that you can keep giving them money.
You aren't kidding.
Yeah, my version will be we'll be done in like 4 sessions.
This one therapist man emails me, so when's the next session? I'm like, God, dollar signs in your eyes. I see them happening.
Like a vulture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And man, this person ain't cheap.
Well, yeah, and they're probably making a lot of money.
And, my wife is doing what she's doing, and I had a conversation and go, we got to figure this out without paying people. Can we figure this out without paying people? Why do we? Because I see other people going through stuff, and Steve, I got to tell you, and just recently, people around me have had some serious drama that is nowhere near whatever kind of problem I think I might have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm paying people. Why am I paying people and these other people are, getting the cops called on them and things going over here and things happening legally over here, all sorts of just madness. And I'm like, I'm the one going to therapy? I'm the one that's paying somebody big money and I don't have any of these problems.
Maybe you don't have those problems because you are going to therapy, man.
Don't do that.
Give me $100 more, sir.
You're no, you don't make out on this. That's the problem.
Maybe
You're helping them.
Maybe I'm in cahoots with your therapist.
Oh, are you getting like a 10% kickback, 20% kickback?
That's why, like, every morning, like, keep driving PJ crazy.
Yeah.
That way he keeps coming to us, and we'll give you a couple extra dollars. It's a finder's fee.
I already have conspiracy theory issues. You know I'm going to go back to this person and pay them how many more sessions to talk about this? Because I believe it.
Hey, come on, tell me. How do you know Steve?
Yeah.
We don't even know who Steve is. No, you do. He admitted to it.
It's frustrating, man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
none of them will come out and say, you two should just figure it out. You don't need us.
Well, yeah, of course they're not going to say that.
I know it's a racket. And yet it's a great racket, and I love it. I just think I need to figure it out.
You just love to talk.
I do.
You
You're
need
right.
to become a phone sex operator.
Oh. How did we go from me needing therapeutic help to being a phone sex operator for who? Who would want that?
No one. I don't know.
Danny, you don't know that.
Oh, I'm pretty positive.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, somebody call him right now. 206-803
No,
Rock.
not on the radio. We're not doing phone sex
I'll
on the
do
radio.
PG. I'll do PG-13.
You do PG-13.
Oh, yeah, I'll do like you what? PG-17.
PG-17.
Parental guidance for people who are over 17. Steve's changing NC-17. If you didn't listen, he thinks, why did they do NC-17? It should be PG-17.
Well, I'm just saying keep it consistent with the letters.
Because, again, I can't believe it. Because parental guidance, these movies are not, you're not supposed to ever let a kid under 17.
PG-XXX, PG-17.
There would be none. There's no parental guidance. You're not allowed. And that's what we're going to do today. PG-17. All right. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803 Rock. Call us. Text us.
So I said earlier you guys were talking about Harrison Ford. Did you happen to hear him on Conan O'Brien's podcast? He was pretty dang funny.
Dude, I have been watching a lot of video of Conan Needs a Friend.
Yeah.
He's doing it. It's some good stuff.
I don't listen to it all the time. It's definitely a podcast I'll listen to based on the guest that he has. Like, I'm not just going to, blindly just turn it on and listen because it's just like some of the guests I'm not into, whatever. But it's when it's someone that I'm interested in, it's so much fun to listen to. I love Conan.
Yeah, I've become a real huge Taylor Tomlinson fan. God, do I love her comedy. And so she was on with him, and they had so much fun together. She's really good at just basically improv conversation, and so I really appreciated how the back and forth that they had. And so I'm excited to hear just how things went with Harrison Ford. And again, it's called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, which is at least what I have seen, I've liked. And Ford immediately begins insulting Conan O'Brien on the podcast, starting with the name of the podcast.
Hi, my name is Harrison Ford, and I feel confused about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Now listen, you and I
we talked about this a long time ago.
We did.
And then a lot of time has passed. You've made no effort whatsoever. And now you show up out of the blue and you want me to be your friend.
Yes, I do. Listen.
What can you say on a podcast?
You can say anything you want. Anything you like.
Well, you.
That's fantastic. Boy, Harrison Ford, I think, got the memo that the grumbly old man is a great new brand for him.
Yeah.
Because he is just, he was very good in Shrinking, if you haven't seen that Apple TV Plus show, but he basically plays that in that show, and that is his new brand. I don't know what he's like as Indiana Jones. I might want to see the new indie movie if he's grumbly Harrison Ford Jones. In this clip, Harrison goofs on Conan's lack of research on him.
You are Irish, German.
What's the German part?
I thought your dad was German Irish.
There's no German.
No German.
No. If that's the quality of your research. And I imagine it is, because right there it says Harrison Ford, and then you had to write down Han Solo.
Yeah, I did.
You can't remember that?
No, I can't. Yeah, I wrote down because I heard that you were in some of the Star Wars films. I've seen those films. I remember the bad guy with the black helmet.
Uh-huh.
And then there's some people.
How come you're not still on television?
I think it's quite obvious why I'm not still on television.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with it? It's like he's like sexy grandpa voice.
Yeah, dude.
What's going on?
Yeah, he's 81. He's going to be 81. That's old person voice, I think, is what's happened to him.
Oh, man. Those are goals.
Oh, you want to have... See, you're right. Sometimes when you get to that, because Patrick Stewart...
Sit on my lap.
Oh, okay. Wow, that went bad. And, if you sound like that at 81, you're not going to get on a lot of shows.
Are you crying right now?
No.
Listening to Fall Out Boy?
Okay.
Sit on my lap.
Wow, that is not... I need to leave. That's
Be my
very
sugar
disturbing.
and go down.
Okay.
What?
Wow. That is
Solid Boy.
Sugar.
Thank you, Danny.
welcome.
Thank you for
It's the
giving me
most popular song.
Sure it is. Yeah, you know what? And the Harrison Ford creepy 80-year-old voice telling you to basically,
hey.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do it again?
No.
You sure? I really feel like it's your best moment. It's your best work.
This might be one of my worst impressions.
I think it's a good one, actually. Yeah. Hey. Can you do an old Harrison Ford? It depends on how much money he gives me. Hey. Okay. Anyway,
hey, I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I think the grumbly Harrison Ford is becoming like my favorite brand. And he's just he's just like the guy that has had to get off every part of my lawn.
He's also the guy that just stopped in the middle of like Times Square or Manhattan, somewhere in Manhattan, just started yelling at people because they were driving like crap.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Is he with Ally McBeal or did they leave? Are they done? Is this what happened to him after he left Ally?
I thought they were still together, but I don't really keep up on Harrison Ford's love conquest that much.
I don't either, but I wasn't sure if they were still together. Are they still together?
Was it Callista Flockhart?
Yeah.
Show some name.
Yeah.
Some respect to my wife's name.
She's got to be what? I think
sit on my lap.
Is she like
58?
She's 58. Wow. No wonder he's still with her.
Does she still do stuff?
I haven't seen Callista in a long time. She was Supergirl's editor, but that was 5, 6, 7 years ago, I think, when she was on that show. I don't know what she's done since then.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Callista's probably like, does she need to do anything? At this point, she's probably like, I'll do what I want.
Yeah, she's got that Harrison Ford money, too.
Got that Harrison Ford money as well as that. I really want to talk to her and go, is this how he is all the time, or is he just doing a bit? Because imagine living with that. I think that's what people ask my wife, the same thing. Imagine living with that.
Well, she doesn't. So she'd be like, I don't imagine living with that. I moved.
Yeah, you're right. So do you think Callista's got her own place? Because, I don't got Harrison Ford money, even though the net worth says I'm at $13 million, but I still don't have Harrison Ford money.
I don't think his net worth is $13 million.
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit more than that.
And I think when they report on his net worth is actually legitimate.
Also, you went down to 700,000 since 8 o'clock. So
this site is the dumbest site ever.
What the hell did you buy during the commercial break, PJ?
Probably, you know what? I think I bought myself freedom from you idiots.
How many board games did you pick up?
Let me tell you. You know what? This site is so stupid. I don't even know why I'm on it. It makes no sense why I'm even on this site, and we can't find the people that do this site. I want to interview this guy.
I bet it's like Jason or Ryan Castle or someone in the other room.
Do you think it's them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody that knows me. How do I go from 13 million at 8 o'clock in the morning to 933? I'm at down to 700,000. How does that happen on the site supposedly designed to give you? And what's the net worth of Harrison Ford on this site? It'll probably tell you that, right?
300 million.
Yeah.
Why am I even on this site with these people? These people have accomplished things. Like, there's not other radio people on this site, right? Like, at my level. Maybe you got the Howard Sterns or
We've
the
had
Elvis.
this conversation. We've looked up Dave Ryan and Bobby Bones, and they're all on there.
Well, Bobby Bones deserves to be on there.
Hey, I'm the old one. Why are you losing your memory?
Yeah, Dave Ryan and I think we're equals. We're peers. Bobby Bones is like, he's a big star. And Dave Ryan does a great job in Minnesota, but he's like me.
I don't know. His staff probably didn't get all fired up to get a picture with you. Like we did with him.
Wow. Okay. That's well, thank you. Is that supposed to make me feel better? What is going on today? Are you in cahoots with my therapist?
I am. It's about time.
Dang, I want to go right. I need another session right now.
It's been 16 years. You figured me out.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, I think
I'm actually not a radio broadcaster.
Oh, you're not?
No, I work for a therapy coalition.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Cat lovers, listen up. Meet Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Our cats don't really have 9 lives, but a lot can happen in the one they do. Felix's whisker-to-tail protection covers accidents, illness, emergency care, exam fees, and so much more. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com to learn more about their customizable coverage for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it, meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America, where our motto is simple: return every traveler to the road better than they came. Avoid any hassle and stop at our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, indulge in delicious snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. For more info, go to ta-petro.com. Travel Centers of America, your road to happy travels.
This holiday season, give concert and comedy tickets to their favorite artists. Choose from thousands of the hottest upcoming shows, plus other great gifts for every fan on your list, like VIP packages, artist merch, gift cards, and more. You can also ask for concert and comedy tickets with a Live Nation wish list. Just sign in, add your favorite shows, and share with friends and family. Get what you really want this year and gift the unforgettable at livenation.com/gifts. That's livenation.com/gifts.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1. It's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2. Your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3. Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text, 206-803-ROCK.
Someone said, hey, since you guys are talking about celebrity-made liquor and you guys are technically celebrities. I couldn't say that with a straight face.
That's I like the technicality there.
Yes, even Danny. Yeah. If you can make any liquor.
Oh, wait a minute.
What would it be and what would the name be? I'm sure BJ's spiced rum would fly right off the shelf, LOL.
Well, dude, we had that. We didn't have a liquor that we specifically made, but we had our own signature drinks for a while.
We did, based off of a radio station vodka.
Yeah.
Which was really fun when we had our own vodka.
So my drink,
that was
and
good vodka too.
It was, yeah. Workers number 9,
yes.
I think it was called. My drink. Do you remember what yours was? I remember mine. Mine was BJ on the beach. And I thought, well, what a great name for a drink.
That was great.
Like, it basically was sex on the beach, which you can make with vodka. And so that was my signature drink.
Mine was creatively called the Steve or something dumb. And
really?
Yeah.
I feel like it was better than that.
I don't
that
think
was it. Just the Steve Migs. That was it. The Steve.
I think so. Honestly, I remember when we did that, I was just so tired that day, and they were like trying to run all these ideas, and I just went with whatever was the first one they brought up, and I was like, I'm good. And I never even liked my own signature drink. It was like had grenadine in it and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And it was okay, but I was just like, man, I should have probably just went. I probably should have put a little more effort into this.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't like I'm not a huge vodka guy, though I like a John Daly as much as anybody, and I think that's why for me the BJ on the beach was good. But yeah, rum would be my thing, that's for sure, and it would obviously have to be a cola thing because that's my drink. That's rum and cola. I love the sweetness, I love the alcohol, and I love the caffeine. That's the key. I need caffeine or I will go to sleep.
I think I'd go with like a Pink Whitney type of a thing, like a
Ooh,
vodka
good call.
thing. You know, like that kind of a vibe, like a pink lemonade with like some kind of maybe mixed with like an energy drink of like the Ghost energy drink brand. I like that one just because it's I don't know why I just think it's tasty. But and I would call it the late night daddy.
Yeah, very nice.
Right, because it's like late night. You need that extra oomph.
Yeah.
Of course, it's vodka, energy drink, some kind of pink lemonade vibe.
Very
manly.
It's a good name. I didn't even come up with a name for mine. And I mean, they have the Jack and Coca-Cola now.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I would like is like to have a can of cola that already has the rum inside it.
So yeah, I guess if it's a bottle of energy, a vodka energy drink called the Late Night Daddy.
Yeah, you and I are on the same page on that one. We need the caffeine, baby.
All right, Danny.
Ooh, well, of course, it's going to be a whiskey. A nice, probably rye whiskey that you could sip over the rocks, and it's going to be called Emo Tears.
Emo Tears.
I like that name. So you guys have good names. I gotta get back to the
because at that point you're going to drink whiskey and you're probably going to start crying at some point in the night.
Especially if you're talking to BJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we got to get Sarah in here and see what her drink is. All right.
It has to be like a liquor. It can't be like a wine or anything. Or do we count wines?
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, this is your thing, baby.
I'm going to do a champagne that is flavored with strawberries because I am and orange juice just because I am super into a mimosa with strawberry syrup and those big strawberry chunks, basically like with a freckled lemonade at Red Robin, but with champagne.
I mean, I can't argue with that. That sounds like the kind of drink you want.
And if you want to party, you add vodka or gin to it.
To the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Can we call it the shorty?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fun. All right, Joey D's. What about you? Because Joey D's, he needs a drink that won't destroy him. I mean, because he just can't drink without dying.
He's just going to have a White Claw, and he'll call it the Joey Claw.
Good call.
I would do that, actually. But the drink that I always love to have is Malibu rum, pineapple juice, and a splash of blue curacao.
So he gets the rum from his pops.
It's called Joe with the Flow.
That is the best name right there.
I would drink it just for the name.
Joe with the Flow is a fantastic name. Man, I got to get Joey on my team. All right, Joey, you have to name my drink. You've definitely proven you come up with a name. Let's go with Ratchet McGee over here. What about you, Sarah?
Well,
Is it boxed wine?
At first, I was thinking a lovely boxed wine, but the box has like my face on it, and the nozzle is like coming out of my mouth.
Yeah. Would we call it like Sarah's box or something?
Ooh, I like that. Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'm not digging that name.
And then I was
as the
also
father,
thinking-
Oh,
I'm
that I didn't mean it that way.
not digging that.
I meant it that way.
Okay, I'm not digging this conversation. Why every conversation's got to be sexy? This is supposed to have nothing to do with that.
Well, then I thought too, if people weren't wine drinkers, they could just be a box of, like a rum and diet, or Joe with the Flow. That's weird though. I'm a sister, or like a box of Four Loko. Like it would be a box variety of any cocktail.
It's like everything has to be in a box for you.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
With
It
my
does have
face,
to-
and the nozzle's my mouth.
It's
Yeah, of
got to
course.
be low rent, no doubt about it. Whatever alcohol she has to be low rent.
Oh yeah, it's like
She's very She's very
Yeah.
frugal.
frugal. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
$20 for 5 liters. It'll never go above $20. All my boxed liquors.
I have another one. I want to use Sparkle. Was it Sparkle Donkey? The tequila, and then mix it with an energy drink and call it the Donkey Punch.
Nice.
Ooh,
Okay.
that would get wild,
Right?
Tequila and an energy drink.
Oh my goodness.
Now, there we go.
Is there an energy drink something with the name Punch in it?
I don't know.
There's a Hawaiian punch. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How'd
don't
you
know.
like a nice donkey punch? Woo!
So I would order a Donkey Punch every night.
I bet you would. All right.
Punch energy drink.
Punch energy drink?
Yeah.
Now, donkey punch energy drink, that's not out there yet.
Well, that's why when we put them together.
Yeah.
Well, who is this Punch energy drink? I've never seen. I've been to a lot of gas stations in my life, BJ.
You gotta, yeah.
I've never
apparently.
seen Punch energy drink.
You got to go to the fancy ones, apparently.
I would buy Punch energy drink in a heartbeat.
Yeah, great name.
I'm not seeing it, so I'm pretty sure it's defunct.
Oh. It is listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
All right, so I just said, hey, guys, let's have a little bit of fun, especially since the Seahawks are playing this week. Would you rather have
that's
two
right.
tickets to have every home game this season or every away game, including airfare and hotel?
If I didn't have a job,
Okay.
yes, I would do the away in a heartbeat. Because
Just
that's
to
a
go
lot.
travel.
It's a lot of travel. I mean, granted, it's every other week. But I mean, if you're working full time at anything, that's a big commitment.
And it's fun meeting up with fellow Seahawk fans out of Seattle. That would be fun. But I think I'd miss the opportunity to be in that vibe at Lumen Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought process is I know my first reaction would be like, I'm taking the trip. Like, I want to go every day. And then I would get to week 3 and be like, I don't want to go this weekend. So I'd probably take the home games.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's really a lot. That's why maybe I do half and half. Give me half
That's not
home
an
games.
option, man.
I know.
Although there is part of me that likes the idea of the away ones, because then when the game's over and the Seahawks hopefully have won the game, I feel like the players go over to the group of Seahawk fans to give them high fives.
so
They
you
had
think-
that moment. That's
yeah.
kind of fun. Whereas
Okay.
when you're at Lumen Field, they can't really do that because the entire stadium is pretty much all of your fans cheering you on.
And if you're a person that might wear an outfit, they're going to know you travel with them all the time. You might become their road buddy.
Oh, I gotta get something. I think I would get gritty, the gritty mask, but paint it Seahawk
green?
colors.
Okay.
Dye it Seahawk colors.
All right. That's cool. I mean, you could be anything. I mean, there's so many clever mascot-y, costumey things that people create.
I was about to say I'd take, instead of gritty, but replace it with the letter S, but then I'd accidentally probably make it non-FCC friendly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be shifty out there, do you?
Yeah.
Don't be shifty. Yeah. You should. By the way, he would probably be a better mascot for the Browns.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, someone said yellow Red Bull and tequila is amazing, FYI.
Yellow Red Bull. Is that a
Is it
flavor?
that yellow can?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't
The
know.
yellow edition is what they call it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a Rockstar Punch, so we could find that, and that could be the Donkey Punch.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, I bet while we're in Dallas, we could find that.
Oh, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, you go for it, buddy.
I don't think we will, but
yeah. It's listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Someone said, hey, you guys heard the latest trend that people are naming their kids Barbie and Ken because of the stupid movie, LOL?
Really?
No.
I mean, that would have to be right now. Like people are giving birth right now and deciding that's what they're going to do.
Oh, according, I guess, the website Baby Name says that the searches for the name Barbie have gone up by 300% since the movie came out, and Ken up by 200%.
Wow. Oh, these are just searches.
Yeah, but babynames.com, someone's going to that website trying to find out a baby name.
Okay. I need help with this. Just the concept of babyname.com. Why are you going to babyname.com to search a name that you already know exists?
To see if it's too popular or not, maybe?
Yeah, that's why I would be like,
or meanings.
Or I'd be curious to see how popular it would be, or what is Barbie short for?
Oh, so what? Yeah, Barbara. I think Barbie is short for Barbara. Ken is short for Kenneth. And then I got to think that whatever, it's probably something biblical or whatever, some cultural thing as to why Barbara was called Barbara and Kenneth is Kenneth, right?
This is kind of cool. I've never gone to babynames.com, but it's kind of, I just went there, typed in Tatum. And Tatum's name means meaning is cheerful and full of spirit.
Where from? Does it say?
It's an English thing.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I like that.
Oh, so that's why they're going. They're typing in to see what the names mean. So what does Barbie mean? Do we know?
I was trying to find out what BJ means, but they're taking me to a different website.
Yeah, that's not. I think we know.
Different website. I mean, safe search is on, thankfully. Barbie means stranger, and its origin is American.
Yeah, I looked up Barbara, and its Greek origin for foreign or strange, like as in foreign woman.
Oh.
How about Ken, though? The origin is Scottish, but it means handsome.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ah. So Barbara is a foreigner or a stranger. So you feel like that might have been like a pejorative term. Like, look at that Barbara over there.
How about Danny? Danny means God is my judge.
Yeah. Actually, I did know that one.
Really? Sarah with no H.
Oh, Daniel, because it's...
Yeah, Daniel. That's what my mom named me after.
Yeah, Daniel's a very biblical name.
I don't know if I want to read Sarah's.
Oh, well, I know what it means in Eastern Indian tradition.
How about this, though? Its origin is Hebrew.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sarah's,
now that you find out you're 50% Jewish.
Well, it turns out we did a good job with that, but I didn't. But we named her. It's short for Saraswati, which is an Eastern Indian name, which I think she's the goddess of what, song or teaching or something.
Well, her meaning in this is princess.
Oh God.
Oh, that's right, Sarah, the princess.
She's currently number 94 on the baby names popularity chart. She's top 100.
But what about with an H? I bet H is higher.
Let's see. Sarah with an H origin means bitch.
No,
I'm kidding. It's the same. It's exactly the same.
Is she still, where is she on the charts?
94 as well.
Oh, sorry, Sarah.
Let's see, Steve.
Oh. Yeah, I wonder where Steven comes from.
Mine's short. What up?
What's it mean?
Go F yourself, babynames.com. Meaning, it's a short form of Steven.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow, thanks.
Jeff. Trolling you, man.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. and screen it like you mean it.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Are you feeling pressure to choose an insurance plan that doesn't fit your family? You're not alone. This open enrollment, take back freedom over your healthcare decisions with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is the faith-based alternative to insurance that aligns with the values that matter most. Choose a provider you trust with no network restrictions and affordable healthcare programs that work for you. Enroll today at chministries.org/solution. That's chministries.org/solution.
Better health isn't always about the big things. Sometimes it's a nudge from a friend, or a head nod from a fellow jogger, or even a smile from across the breakfast table when you've decided to pass on the bacon. It's the little things that lead to better health, and Regence is here as a partner, opening doors to the care you need, no matter the size, because it all adds up to something big, a healthier you. Regence Blue Shield. Together we health.